You're live.
All right. What's going on, everybody? This is your host, Mr. Pierce, and your co-host Xander. Welcome to another show of This and That and Everything in Between. So, I got a question for you and for you guys and Xander. So, why do people get jealous over someone's success? And what I mean is, like, when someone is coming up and doing well for himself, didn't think he was didn't think he was going to make it or not, but instead of encouraging someone, you want to continue to bring someone down instead of trying to help him grow into what he's trying to do. And that's what I see when I look at Club Shay Shay for Shannon Sharpe. He's a retired NFL player, got the became in the Hall of Fame, two-time um, NFL champion, and wanted to start up his own podcast, just like us. And when he starts getting momentum, people want to break him down and make it feel like he's like just a football player, just knows how to hit people and is not really all that intelligent. I don't really get that. You want to try and make someone want to bring someone down. I don't. It doesn't really click to me because we try on this channel to point out some views, things that people want to talk about, and there are people or those haters that truly don't want to see someone succeed. Then they will do everything in their power to make sure that person doesn't succeed. They will go to the media, spread false rumors, and make up stuff that don't really make any sense. So I don't really get that. Xander, can you explain that to me? Like I don't get that.
Oh, damn, we're going to the question already? Oh, okay. That's not what we talked about. Okay, so what was your question?
I'm asking why do people go out of their way to bring someone down when
Mm.
they're like slowly getting to a rise and start making something of themselves.
Well, I did a show on that a couple months ago, where haters are gonna hate, and people do not like to see you become successful. Um, Basically, the crabs in the bucket scenario where people would prefer to wallow in misery with you or be successful instead of you, but they are not satisfied with you being more successful than them. They will either belittle you and shame you and call you a sellout, or they will do the opposite, where they will, try to sabotage your success, um, bashing your name and other such stuff in order to make you, uh, cause you to lose your fame and fortune, which I think is a ridiculous thing to do, but that's what people do.
Yeah, and this is what's happening to Shannon. So before I get into this episode, make sure you like and subscribe. Make sure you hit that follow button on Twitch for the people that are on Twitch. Um, and if you haven't subscribe already. Check out our stores and join our memberships. That really helps us. It helps the channel keep going, keep on thriving the way we do. Um, so we can post this type of content now. And also, if you want us to give out a shout out, if you join the beta version, that's for a trial. We can you can throw we can allow you guys to throw shout outs to us. Make sure you hit those super likes too. That's how the algorithm knows you like our content. Um, is there anything I should else I forgetting?
Ah, okay. So you got to check out the stores. There's two stores on YouTube, two stores on Twitch. The membership gives you different discounts based on the level of membership. The membership discounts or for merchandise store exclusive to This and That podcast. We have affiliate products that are scattered throughout all of our videos and potentially available on our YouTube channel. So if you come over to the channel and take a look at some of the stuff that we have to offer, you'll be able to pick something up for yourself and something up for your loved ones at a reasonable or reduced rate. In addition to that, we are live 7 days a week, 9 Eastern, 8 Central, 5 Pacific. Different topics throughout the week. We have some relationship topics Thursday through Sunday, current event style topics Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Co-hosted Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Solo show Thursday through Sunday, unless situations beyond my knowledge occur, and then there's more than one of us there. But those of you that are here on YouTube and Twitch, we have in the comment section, we have a link to the podcast. If you guys want to click that link and jump directly in, you can approve the mic, approve the camera. You show up in the screen here, confirm that you're over the age of 18, put you in here into the podcast. It is an adult podcast, so those of you that do want to join in, you got to make sure that you are over the age of 18. The rest of you that are following us from TikTok, you have the availability to request invite into the podcast to be able to speak your mind on the podcast, and we have no problem with getting you squeezed in here where again, once we confirm that you are an adult diving into the podcast, we'll be able to throw you in there and add you into the chat. We also have a 100,000 subscriber goal that we are posting over here on TikTok that we kind of want to do everywhere. We've got about 85, so not really meeting that on TikTok, but we do have over 11,000 on YouTube, so we're heading in the right direction in one place. So for the rest of you that like what you see or hear on the podcast, if you hit that follow me on TikTok and follow me on Twitch, and if in the event we have Twitter watching us, also hit the follow me on Twitter as well, and then like and subscribe on YouTube. And anybody who enjoyed us from yesterday that's here today, greatly appreciate you coming back. Make sure you share this with somebody who needs it or who will argue against it. Apparently, I'm taking all comers, and I'm on every platform forum for the show, and I am directly communicating with all of the fans in real time. So I got a lot of writing to do. That would cover the rest of the morning announcements.
Okay. Now back to the topic at hand. So, like I said, Shannon Sharpe was an up and coming podcaster. He's almost at the level of Joe Rogan's podcast because of two podcasts that he made. Now, he made he had interviewed many people, from rappers to athletes and comedians. Now, these two podcasts are the ones that really stood him out. You see him a lot on TikTok and on YouTube. The Cat Williams interview and the Monique interview. Now, those two interviews is what got him in trouble mostly, because the Cat Williams interview, Cat Williams just threw out the all of Hollywood under the bus basically, and told everyone. He talked about everyone doing their shady deals or doing these weird requests that he doesn't want to do. That's why he said he's no longer relevant. And we have Monique that was on the interview, basically bashing Oprah. So I wouldn't say bashing, but through her own view, that people's views think Monique bashed Oprah, saying that she's hard to work with, and because she didn't do this one thing that was part of the movie Precious that they were working with. But
So what one thing?
so there was a request. They didn't go into detail what the request was that she had to do in Precious, but she refused. She felt Monique felt uncomfortable, and
What was
Oprah,
Monique's role in Precious?
she was like I didn't watch the movie. It was I was but I remember she was like a mother or something. She was like a low income mother living in a single house, and they both would like have to work together to like make it.
Okay.
Yeah, but after that movie, she said Oprah started spreading around rumors saying that she's hard to work with and she's just straight up unbearable. So I don't know if if she's really unbearable to work with or not, but I don't think you should throw someone under the bus just because you just have one bad experience with somebody. You
Uh, I mean, if you didn't play a role and you were delaying the show and it took us a lot more time to finish the production and we're not getting paid by the hour, we're getting paid by the results, then yeah, you're hard to deal with.
I
I mean,
mean,
why did you take this role? You read the script, you knew what you had to do. You're telling me you don't want to do it now that you've already gotten paid
yeah,
in
read the
advance?
script. What if they were adding something else into it that wasn't part of the script that you're not comfortable doing? So you can't really say someone that um is hard to work with if you just added something to it
I mean,
that that's
come
not
on, man.
beforehand or not discussed.
People say that LeBron James is the greatest of all time because he has 2 times more time on the field over the past 40 years than the average basketball player when he just spent twice as much time on the field. So, I mean, yeah, if it's part of the job and you are supposed to do it and you're bitching about it, then yeah, it's going to be unbearable. It's going to be overbearing and uncooperative and difficult to work with because the director and the producer are supposed to be trying to piece this together as they go along. They have an outline, they have kind of an idea, and then as the characters start meshing with one another, they start getting a feel of the characters and then trying to change things or not just change things, but add things to make it better so that the final production will be a blockbuster hit. Nobody cares if you were second in the runnings. They only care if you were first. If you weren't first, you lost. And it doesn't matter if you were $1 billion thing. If somebody else was a $2 billion thing, then your show was garbage, and that's not true. If everybody got paid and the deal didn't flop where you have the opportunity to do a sequel, it was a great show, even if you were number 10. But nobody really pays attention to that. So the producers and the directors put a lot of effort into creating this and then projecting their vision onto the actors. And if the actors are being complicated, then yeah, that's exactly what would be said. If you don't want to do what I hired you to do, then why are you here?
If it was if it was like
She's a
a part
mother,
of
so you got to think about it. Regardless of whatever they're asking her to do, they're not asking Monique to take her clothes off in front of the camera and do something demeaning. So since that's not the request, what's the problem?
they
Is it
really didn't get into it, but the way she talked about it sounded like it was demeaning, and that she didn't feel like
Well, if she's
doing
a
that.
poor mother and she's a rich woman and she's trying to pretend like she's a poor black woman and she don't feel comfortable with pretending like she's a poor black woman, I mean, why did you take that part? You knew what the role was. Any type of begging that you would have had to do, any type of propositioning you would have had to do as a poor black mother that would have been realistically done for a parent that's trying to take care of their kid. If you're not trying to play that role, why did you do it? You got women that'll play crackheads, you got women that'll play drug addicts, drug dealers, and adult workers and everything like that to make a buck to take care of their family. And now all of a sudden, Monique jumped into this particular type of role that has those types of expectations, and she says that she don't want to do certain things on well you read the script. I'm gonna be real with you. Outside of a complete rewrite, the actions behind the dialogue of the script kind of gonna be there. There's gonna be like some implications like, am I gonna have to do X, Y, and Z? Because if that's the case, I don't want the script.
Yeah, so like yeah, if it's in the script, if she saw it in the script, okay, then she would have no problem with it.
Dude, you
But
don't have to
so
see it in the
if she has
script,
to
bro.
think about it, then there's something was not on the script. So it's probably like
Okay,
just
so roots. It ain't got to be written in the script. that you're going to get treated like a slave.
Yeah, because that's part of the role.
Oh, so if it's part of her role as a single mother, a single financially challenged mother, to say or do certain things because that's part of the role, it doesn't have to be written into the script. It's expected because that's what that particular type of role would require. And now you have reservations because the camera's on you.
Yeah, because sometimes people have like morals or have, let's see, what's the best word to put this?
I wouldn't use morals as the best word because I mean, what's his name? Chris Tucker or Chris Rock? One of the Chris's. They all look alike. They did Friday. He had no problem with doing a crackhead version the first time around, but he didn't want that to be his persona, so he knew what the character was required to do. He didn't play that role the second time around.
Yeah, and speaking of Chris Tucker, they wanted him to like pretend like he's smoking weed, and he does this.
He pretends like he's smoking weed.
That's a horrible pretend. He did
That don't matter
the
though. He
thing,
he
but he
played the role.
but he's like he was just like.
He played the role.
But
So
it's not
I'm
like
not seeing
there's not
I'm not seeing why she tripping because I still look at the
because
fact that a man can put on a dress to play a part so that he can get a role, and
my problem
she
is like
can't
if the
play a
person
role.
if the person doesn't like that role, why can't they just change it to best fit that actor? Like they
No,
did it
why
for
can't the
Han.
actor
Yeah,
go get
they
him
did
another
it for
script
Han
somewhere
on
else?
Fast and the Furious because when he came back, you know how in the movies he was eating candy instead of they said he was supposed to be smoking, and he said I didn't want the character to be represented to like influence smoking, so he chose candy, and they were okay with that substitution. So I don't see you
Okay,
can't make a
so
different
you're
substitution
you're
for
you're
that.
splitting hairs here
That's not
because
splitting hairs. It's the same
oh
situation.
yeah, no, it's not the
What?
same situation.
How's that different? The person
Well,
didn't like that
there's
part
a
of that
number of
person's
things going
persona.
on there. There's a number of things going on there because if he's representing a criminal, he ain't got no problem with that. He's playing his role. He's not going
Mm-hmm.
to say, "I don't want this guy to be an illegal street racer. I want him to be a NASCAR driver." That's not what he's saying. He's not changing the character's role. All he's saying is that instead of me having a prop of a cigarette that will encourage kids to smoke, I want a different prop, which is candy. That's not saying that, oh, like for example, if he was supposed to be a drug addict, oh, well, I'll use the white Skittles as my prop to represent crack or whatever. That's just changing the little intricate details of the scenario. That's not saying that I don't want Toretto to be the leader of a race car game. I want Toretto to be the champion of a NASCAR group. That's a completely different change of character. So you can't say that oh well, if Monique don't want to play this particular part as this broke black mother thing that she was supposed to be playing, that she could just all of a sudden be like the middle class Martha Stewart. That you can't change the roles like that. You might be able to say, well, I don't want to wear that
Yes, you
outfit.
can't
Can I
change that
wear
role, but
this
you
outfit? That's a minor detail change. Then you also have to think about who was the lead in Monique's movie.
but in the Precious movie,
Yeah, yeah.
the lead was this girl named Gabrielle Sidibe that was
Okay,
playing
okay.
Precious.
Now, who was the lead in Dom's movie?
Treno. Well,
Okay,
yeah, no,
okay,
Treno.
okay. So the whole franchise is based off this guy. She is a background character. Now, why the background character pulling more weight?
She's not the background character. She's the second most important. She's the
She
antagonist.
she's not even the second most important.
She's the antagonist.
No.
She's the abusive mother.
Okay, which means that if she's the abusive mother, then maybe her role required her to smack a child around a couple times and she ain't feel comfortable with that. Well, ma'am, you knew what your role was. It don't got to be written in the script. Smack the kid a couple times. She ain't had no problem with acting a fool like that on Meet the Parkers. She ain't had no problem with it on Meet the Parkers. So what's wrong with it now when
That's
it's
what I'm
no
saying.
longer
I'm
comedy?
like, if it's like something reasonable, she probably would have been doing it because she did still
No,
do the role.
the
Yeah, she
sense of
did the role
entitlement.
as
The
the
sense
mother.
of
She
entitlement
probably
is
didn't think that one scene was appropriate, maybe.
probably
Or
probably.
they probably were trying to do a rape scene because
Well, she's
in
supposed to be
her
an abusive
character was a
mother,
rape.
not a sexual abuser. So she was an
The
abusive mother. So that was her abusing a kid, not like her being an abuse victim. So
so it like either way something happened during that scene during this production of this movie
that
and
she was being
that
unreasonable, and that's why Oprah was complaining.
yeah so Oprah spread rumors saying, oh, she's terrible,
I
she's
don't think it
horrible.
was a rumor. I think that it was a fact that she declared that the woman was not cooperating with the production and she made the production hard.
Then she wouldn't be in that many films or TV shows if she was
No,
that
she would be
unworkable.
in whatever films and whatever TV shows that want to promote overweight women that are full figured women that actually still have a level of self-respect and dignity and project themselves as being attractive in a remotely reasonable fashion. She doesn't necessarily have to be getting the roles because she's good at what she does or that she's popular. She can meet a stereotype and get the roles. The same way a Baywatch girl can get the attractive girlfriend, the mistress role, the victim in SVU, the affair in Hangover 1, 2, and 3. Like like if you fit that part, look at everything that Cat Williams has ever done. He's mostly been a pimp or played a role of something remotely resembling a pimp. If anybody needs a short black pimp, they're going to call Cat Williams. He don't have to be like the first person on everybody's list, but you're not likely to see Cat Williams be a cop. I mean, you're not likely to see Martin Lawrence be taken seriously. Like there's certain people that have certain characteristics that no matter what happens, if you're looking for that type of person, that's the person that you call.
Yeah, and Jesus, she when she found out what she did, she was like, "F you, Oprah Winfrey. F you, Tyler Perry." She was like, "I'm too mother effing old to be scared of this B. I'm too old to be intimidated by this B. I'm too old
But
to hold the mother
why
this."
all these women fighting over this one role? Was Tyler in the thing too?
No, it's not. He was not in the thing, but I
So
think
why
she.
why why she telling her to go fuck
Oh,
off
actually,
then?
no. Like he was actually. I didn't know he produced it. Precious.
So Tyler Perry and Oprah was in the involved in the same thing with Monique.
They were all in the same film.
So all these women is bitching at one another because of what Monique did.
Pretty much, yeah. They like these are like a very, very strong hate between these two. Like they won't be in the
Okay. So
same
they're
thing.
I'm now I'm really sitting over here saying there ain't much that you can't do if your producer is doing Medea series.
This wasn't not even. I didn't even know he was a part of this film. Like
How would he? Okay, so why
because this
would
was supposed to be like a true story, and there like be a
it,
Tyler
it
Perry
that's
production
not that's
on
not that's
every.
not important. See, what you don't understand is that in order for somebody to be involved in some bullshit, they've got to be involved in the bullshit. So why do you think that Monique would be telling Tyler to go fuck off if Tyler wasn't there with Oprah? Even if
I'm
Tyler
trying
was up in the dressing room, Tyler had to be there with Oprah for Monique to have beef with Oprah to the same magnitude of Tyler over the same situation. Now, all three of these chicken heads fighting over the same thing, but everybody making money though. I don't understand why these females can't get their shit right. They making
Because they
millions
just
now.
they don't like they. I noticed this from celebrities. They can be extremely petty.
Can be.
Or most definitely,
All
how you
right.
want to put it, they can be definitely petty over the smallest stuff, or just they probably. I can probably see why Monique is mad because they're messing with her money. Because
How? She messed
because
with her
she
own money because she fucked up the show.
they're spreading rumors saying that she's unbearable to work with, so
But it's
she's
not
limited
rumors,
to the
it's
roles
fact.
that she can do.
It's not rumors though, it's fact. She didn't do what the show required her to do, and that held up production. So that's not a rumor, that's a fact.
No, it's a rumor because not everyone probably agrees with that.
Well, not everybody who was not on that show agrees with that. But
Um,
everybody who was on that show waiting on this particular film to run this particular scene, and this particular scene didn't run because she didn't want to do it the way it was told to be done by the producer, who's willing to do whatever it takes to make the show successful. I mean, that would make her unreasonable and unbearing. What?
I'm reading her quote. I'm too mother but effing to be old to be scared of this bee. I'm too old to be intimidated by this bee. I'm too old to hold the mother effing proof.
That ain't really saying like what she mad about. It just sounds like a rant to me.
Yeah. And if it wasn't true, then they wouldn't be attacking Shannon because Shannon just let her talk. He didn't like say, "Oh, they messed with you. They threw." He just let her talk and let her say her piece, and then they
So you
attacked
believe
him
that
too, saying
they're
doing the same
lying.
thing.
So they're lying on her, and because Shannon put it on his broadcast, now they're lying on Shannon too.
Yeah, more they trying to stop him from getting more people because his producer is saying that the people that were he had a whole list of people that were supposed to be on his show, they decided not to come
Well,
after
that's what happens when
after
you
the
make
Cat Williams
enemies.
demo. Yeah, so
Yeah, but that's after Cat Williams. That's not after Monique.
it was one of these two.
No, I wasn't one of them.
I
It was
think
Cat
Monique
Williams.
came before Cat Williams. I gotta look at the timeline of when that interview happened. Yeah, that was 2 months ago. Let's see. Cat Williams. When was Cat Williams?
So when Cat Williams came out, everybody
Yeah,
had.
first it was Cat Williams. He came before and he was trying to get Shannon was trying to get an interview with him for almost a year. And he just happened to get to be able to talk to him through his new secretary, or actually new manager for the proper title. Her Cat's new manager, and that's how he got him on the show. And he just let him talk all the way through. I think that lasted for 2 hours, 2 hours of talking.
Oh, that's a podcast, and you're allowed to talk for 2 hours uninterrupted. Woo, that's
Yeah.
some shit.
So because he's not like he has said it before, he's not like a interviewer. He's just a
Mm,
listener. He's not a
mm,
journalist.
mm.
Probably saying he's not a journalist. He's not seeking for the truth. He's just letting people that want to get stuff off their chest get it off their chest, and they just go on. And that one show got him over. He didn't say the exact number, but over $60 million. And he said that was more. Sorry, it's not $66 million. That
Either way,
show
that's
was
way more than what I would have gotten off of a podcast.
Yeah. So yeah, he was doing extremely well, and the stuff that Cat Williams said people were starting to want to have him not post that, but he did it anyway, and though it just caused more enemies. So if
Yeah, you can't
you
post the truth. People not gonna like that.
yeah, so and then Monique came in and reaffirmed that truth through when they were talking about Oprah Winfrey and Tyler Perry and what they were doing, that sneaky stuff. And I feel like they were just close. I don't think he was in that production, but he was just close with Oprah, because Oprah is been around for so long. She has so many connections to people.
I mean,
I
everybody get a car when they're hanging out with Oprah, so why wouldn't she have a lot of connections with
Yeah,
people?
so her doing this type of stuff wouldn't be a surprise to me. So I'm like, so this is why I'm like, why would you spread rumors about someone? I don't, even though you don't like that person, you don't have to work with them in the next set. You don't
I
have
mean,
to
if you,
go and spread telling people, oh, she was terrible to work with. I don't like
but
her.
if that's the
She's a
truth, how is it a
If
rumor?
if it's your truth, that say just but keep it to yourself. You don't have to ruin someone else's career just
That's
because you
never
didn't like
happened.
them on that one set. If they ask you on their general, but you went out of your way and tell people that
Yeah,
that
you
person's
did.
terrible.
You did a
You
review
didn't
of
just
her
like
franchise.
you. That is just and that in that industry, you costing people money that doing that.
I mean, the
Because she
rappers are doing
probably
it to
would
one
still
another.
be, because she's not as popular. Like, I'm trying to remember any other movie besides that one movie where she beat the hell out of him. That was the only movie that I ever seen her in. That's the last time I seen her in a movie, and that was like 2013.
I didn't really put like Monique in the same category as Halle Berry though, so
I don't think anyone puts Monique in any type of category
she's not in
as
the same
far as some
category as
people.
Gabrielle Union or you know trying to think of some other like what's her name from Fast and Furious. She ain't got no acting skills on her neither. Or uh you know Laura Croft. You know um
Lord, why are you picking
like
all the action ones?
all because you look at what about all the
Because she
females on
doesn't do
Diary of a
action.
Black Mad Woman? What
Like the
about
most
what about
action
all
she ever did
like
was Fear
all the
Fest.
females but they had emotion and everything like that. What about all the females on Diary of a Mad Black Woman? What about all the females from the family reunion? What about like the whole like Medea cast, all the women off the Medea cast, like they
Because
they
most of
like
her
they show emotion.
besides Precious, most of her movies were comedy.
So what you're telling me is that because she's a garbage
That's
ass
like
actor when
two
it comes
different
down to being emotional,
but
that all of a
impressive.
sudden she can
I think she
complain?
got an award for that.
But you're saying that because she's a garbage ass actor, because all she can do is do comedy, she's complaining about the fact that she's got to do some real serious shit, and she's not down for that. But the girl in Diary of a Mad Black Woman got drug out of the house by her hair. The other one got beat up. The other one was a drug addict that was stealing from her husband. I mean, come on now, abandoning her child and stuff. I mean, come on now. They had them females. I forgot the name of some of these females. They had the one that
I
was a
don't
single
know
mama
what
who had to
if I
give
know
her son up
what it
for
was, then
adoption.
I would be
They had the
different
woman.
about it.
They had the woman that was in the projects that was in and out of jail and on and off drugs, and she had to give her son up for adoption. She played that role real good. They had. What about the two chicks from His Heart Out There to Be a Pimp? Both of them played that role real good. Like, so I don't understand why the justification that it's a rumor about the fact that Monique had a bad attitude on the show. She had a bad attitude on the set. She had a bad attitude on the set. That's not a rumor. That's a fact. You have to understand that complaints. One person will tell 10 people that they don't like something, but one person will tell one person that they like something. That's business. You are a walking business as an actor. So if you piss off a cast, all of the cast that you pissed off is going to go tell 100 people that you suck as a cast member.
That's the thing. The cast didn't say anything about that. They didn't say anything. No complaint. They got it from. It was mostly from Oprah and Tyler Perry.
If you
There's
ask me
no
what I
true
think
effect
about
with Tyler Perry.
somebody, if you ask me what I think about somebody that has disappointed me, I'm gonna tell
Okay,
you that I
ask.
was disappointed in him.
You
If you
asking.
talk to
That's
me about
different.
somebody,
But if you
if you
go
talk
out
to
and
me about
tell
somebody,
someone,
if
you
you
go
talk to
out of
me
your
about
way and tell
somebody,
someone that
yes,
this
that's the
person is
same
horrible and
thing.
terrible.
That's the same thing. If you come and tell me that, oh, you think so and so would be a good look for your outfit, and then I will tell you, I don't know if that's a good idea because they gave me a bad time when I was working with them. It's the same thing. You ain't got to put up a whole like Project 2025 campaign to promote it to the world to be like, oh, don't hire Monique. You don't got to do that. We were supposed to finish within a certain period of time, and we had to be there for an extra few days because of this woman. Yeah, that's a bad time. Just because she didn't want to do whatever she was supposed to do for her role. But when you look at the type of cast that was involved in the movie, this type of cast that was involved in the movie was willing to do whatever it took to get the job done. So if she's not that kind of person, she knew what kind of role she was playing. She shouldn't have took the part. And the fucked up part about it is that she still played the part. And if the situation she was complaining about wasn't in the movie, then that means that the movie actually had to cave to her demands in order to finish production, which would make her unbearable. If the
So,
part she didn't want to do is not in the movie, then she
so,
refused to continue acting until they did what she wanted. She got paid the whole time, and they had to compromise their vision and image of their production to satisfy a non-primary
so
character.
something was
That
supposed to
makes her
be.
unbearable.
So just because she didn't feel comfortable of adding something to it, that counts as being unbearable.
If I don't feel
Even though that
comfortable
was
with
not
putting
part
brakes
of
on your car,
the way she read the script, that was not part of a remote. They just brought spontaneously said, "Oh, let's just bring that up."
I don't
And
feel comfortable with putting brakes on your car. That ain't what you paid for. You ain't leaving without them though. Am I not being difficult?
yes, what if he didn't
All
need
right
brakes?
then. All right
So you're
then.
saying you want to put, oh, I'm going to put brakes, even though your brakes were fine. I'm putting new ones on
No, I'm
there,
saying that I
and
don't feel
and
like
added.
putting brakes on your car. Your car need brakes. You ain't leaving without them. You ain't paid for them though. Am I not being unbearable?
If you charge them without asking them, yeah.
No, I didn't charge them. You want them. I don't want to give them to you. You didn't pay
Okay,
for
that's
them.
different. That's
How's
completely
that
different.
different?
If you're
No,
just
it's
doing
not
it
different.
out of
You
just
need them.
out of
You need them.
courtesy, yeah.
You need this done. You need this done, and I don't want to do it. That am I not being unbearable?
Did you?
It's
Did
not.
they
It's
say,
not that
oh,
you. It's not. It's not that you're not gonna pay for it. It's the fact that I just don't want to do it.
it's
You
like
need it.
this?
You need
Oh,
it
it's
done.
like saying, okay, so you're supposed to leave at, you get paid salary. You leave at a specific time, but they tell you to stay longer, even though you're supposed to be paid salary and you won't get overtime. Would you stay?
Most people do that already on 9 to 5 jobs.
But we're not most people. I wouldn't do that just.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I'm not gonna
I
get
I
paid
know
for it.
people. I know people right now that don't get their overtime pay when they work extra time on the job. So I mean, if you're gonna be there a few extra hours so that you can make your millions, it's a few extra hours for a couple million.
And if I say no, oh, I'm a
That's
bad person.
unbearable. Yes,
Yeah, I'm an unbearable person because I
yes,
chose to work at the specific time from this
yes,
end to this end.
yes. Because we need to get this shot at
Then
this
you would
lighting
have,
at
then
this
it's
time of day.
unbearable for you to not pay me my overtime if I'm staying
It
that
is
longer.
no, no, no.
Okay,
No,
then that's
you
not
no,
unbearable.
no,
You just
no,
being
no, no, no. You're sitting over here trying to split hairs
no,
because
I'm not.
in this movie
If
set,
you
you're
going,
saying that you're
you
saying that you're
if you're
saying that in
working
this that hold on, hold
salary,
on, hold on, hold on. You're saying that because if they're on a salary, they're on a movie set, they're supposed to work a certain period of time, but they need to capture this footage at this time of day in
I
this
ain't gonna say that.
atmosphere. and whatever. No, I'm saying that because you're saying, oh, well, if they got a limited period of time that they're supposed to work and they work over that, that ain't right. They shouldn't have to work that amount of time. You're in a movie set. If this is supposed to be a sunset image where they're supposed to be capturing the activity as the sun's going down, they can't control the sun. Now it's a clear sky. Now the sun is setting the way they want it to set. They got the image they want to have. All you got to do is say your lines. Just because you were supposed to clock out 30 minutes ago, don't change the fact that this is the perfect time. And that also doesn't change the fact that just because you was only supposed to work a certain number of hours out of a day, you on salary, sir. So that means that you might work more time now than what you will work later. And the overall quantity of time that you were supposed to work on this contract is less than what you was paid for. So just because you put in more time today doesn't mean you won't put in less time tomorrow. So no, sir, you are not supposed to get extra money because you are on salary. Salary is an average amount of money you are supposed to get for an expected amount of time to work. And sometimes you work less than that and you get your money. And sometimes you work more than that and you don't get your money because it is the average out of the year or an average out of the contract of amount of expected time that you are supposed to get that is guaranteed whether you work it or you don't. If you're lucky, you do less than what they expected you to and you made extra money. If you're not lucky, you do a little bit more so that you can get that money so that you can go ahead and qualify for another position since you're an actor or an actress. So no, you're not supposed to be entitled to extra time just because they asked you to stay for a couple of extra hours to finish the show today. Because they might tell your ass not to come in tomorrow. They might tell you, oh, don't worry about it. We're going to go run something else with somebody else's is scene, and you can just take the next couple of days off. And you be getting paid to sit down at the beach, hang out on set, not have to do nothing. So no, I'm not going to say that. If you knew exactly what she was not willing to do to be able to say that what they was asking of her was extremely unreasonable, then I would be able to say, okay, rationalize that part is extremely unreasonable. But if she already knew what kind of role she was playing, you know what kind of lifestyle that particular type of character would have. You understand what kind of background that type of character would have had. You understand what kind of scenes that they're potentially going to ask you to play. You read in the script, you know what you're getting yourself into. So why would you wait until you start doing the role to say, I don't want to do that part?
Because
That's
they
not going to
probably
work.
dropped it at her at the last minute. Even when
No,
you work into they probably did that, dropped it last minute because she said it on the show. They just dropped that on her, and she didn't feel comfortable about it. It was not part of the script.
that's because they got people that these women will say, "Oh, okay, yeah, that's right," and be ignoring the fuck out of you when you saying, "Oh yeah." So,
Even though it probably
on
might be true.
no. But the thing is that, oh no, they'll tell you some shit like, "Oh well, this is supposed to happen. This is supposed to happen. You're supposed to do X, Y, and Z with this guy over here, whatever." And oh yeah, no, yeah, and they really not hearing that. They not trying to hear that shit. Then when it's time for that to actually happen, you already took the money. We like, all right, so now it's time for you to do that spot that we told you about. Oh no, I ain't doing that. Why are you dropping a bomb on me? Just like that fan on the show that we was talking about a couple weeks ago, who second date boyfriend told her that he wanted kids. She talked him out of it, and they dated for 2 more years, knowing that the man wanted kids. Then when he told her, "Oh, they're getting married, he's buying a house," now she's gonna give him a child. Oh, it's out of the blue. It's not fucking out of the blue. It was part of the goddamn second date. It was the first thing that he fucking told you was be a mother to my kids. So if you signed up for that shit, you signed up to get pregnant. You stayed there for 2 years without getting pregnant. Now he's saying we're stable. Let's get it done now. Now it's out of the blue because you thought that he wasn't going to execute that
Okay,
shit.
now I
These
found out
females
what was
will sign on a situation and then they'll get pissed off because now that you got the money, now you got to see that part through and you're going to get pissed off.
Okay, now I found out what was the disagreement.
What was the
So
disagreement?
so Winfrey and Perry were among the 13 producers who worked on the film and reportedly got into a disagreement about Monique's decision not to do promotional appearances for free after finalizing the project. That's why they were
Promotional
having
appearances for what? Promotional appearances for what?
for after finalizing the project. I guess they when they say promotional appearances, like go to these specific places on your own money and just appear to promote the film out of your own pocket.
Hold up. So that's greed. Yeah, she's unbearable. Yes, sir. You're telling me that if you're a cast member, you're going to go to this event anyway. I got to pay you to go to this event and represent the movie you in.
That's
You
unbearable.
understand?
That
Yes, that's unbearable. Yes, sir, that's unbearable. Because you understand that Cat Williams came right behind her and talked about how everybody did the Ice Cube movie and they got he ain't get no pile of cash. He got enough money to get his teeth fixed, but he was able to get millions of dollars after that. That movie was a character builder kind of movie. He was the Ice Cube was paying his cash out of his pocket. He wasn't complaining about the money. There was stuff that he did that he just did because it needed to be done. Now you got this woman talking about something because they asked her, she getting all these millions already. They asking her just show up in certain places so that you represent in the movie that's gonna make you money. All for the people that watch the show, watch the movie, that see the movie, see the cast members. They're gonna sign up for the premiere. You're gonna tell me that she don't want to show up for that? She got to get paid big bucks to show up for that? Cat Williams ain't had to get paid big bucks to show up for Friday and Friday after next and first Sunday. It was low
I
budget
can
each
feel that
time.
happening.
It was not when Ice Cube asked Cat to show up. Cat showed up. It was low budget each time, out of pocket. But I mean, there's a difference between doing it because it's the right thing to do and doing it for the money. Like Martin. Martin, you don't see Martin on a lot of shit, but you'll see Martin on a lot of shit that you normally don't see other male characters in. Because, like they say about Martin, out of 50 things that Martin's involved in, 40 of them he's only doing it for the money. So the man don't even have a personality because the 85% of the stuff that you see him in, he's only doing it because the price was right. You got people
And she
like Chris
didn't
Tucker that
even get
won't
paid
get
that much for this
you
film.
got
She only
you
got
got
paid
people
50.
like Chris Tucker who will not do what could be a multi-million-dollar franchise because of his integrity as a man.
Man, there's nothing wrong with that.
Right. So the fact is that he has a standard that he's just not going to play a certain type of character because of his integrity. You're asking me to show up somewhere that I would have showed up to anyway, and I'm saying, "Oh, but you got to pay me to go." Why? You going to be there anyway. Why I got to pay you to go? Well, then don't go. How about that? Don't show up. Don't show up. But if you show up, you representing us.
Yeah, and she doesn't go. She played the.
Then
She did
you being
all the
unreal. You being unbearable.
on
You
the
being
road.
unbearable.
She
You
did.
being
She did
unreasonable.
all the things that she did on the road. She got paid her
You
$50,000,
selfish.
and then
She's
she leaves.
selfish. She's selfish.
If she doesn't want to do that, then
She's
she doesn't
selfish.
want to do it.
She's selfish.
Oh wow, that's selfish. If she
Yes.
doesn't
Yes,
feel
sir. Yes, sir. And you know why? You know why? Because she can donate money to charity. So if you can give your money away, you can give your time away too. It's for your show, your movie that you are in. You ain't asking me to put in footwork for somebody else's stuff. You're asking me to promote the stuff I was involved in. And you got to understand when you're dealing with minority film studios and stuff like that, a lot of that stuff is low budget. You don't got Warner Brothers backing up everybody. You don't got NBC backing up
Oprah was the
everybody.
producer, so she coming out of her own pocket, and she, like you said, she gave out a
So
bunch of
how
cards.
how many times does a rich person have to give another rich person money before one of the rich people say, you know what, I'll do this one on the house? Because Monique ain't broke, bro. She got 50 bands to spend a few hours in front of a camera.
Let me see. What is
Most
her?
most folks gotta spend a year and a half to get 50 grand. Some of us gotta spend 80 hours a week, 52 weeks out of the year to get 50 bands. This heifer walked around on set for maybe 2-3 days to get 50 bands. And you're
Why you
gonna
gotta
ask
cut
her because she going to a party that she was gonna go to anyway, and you're gonna tell me that this heifer got to get paid to show up to the party that she was supposed to be going to. She RSVP'd on a party. You saying I gotta pay her to go to her party? Why? No, you would have did better saying that you had some trauma issues and there was some portions of the role that was causing you to have some flashbacks and you didn't feel comfortable with doing that role. I would have said you were reasonable. You telling me these bitches show up for the Oscars, the Grammys? Y'all ass ain't getting paid to show up there. They be showing up on the red light, on the red carpet and shit. They over there at Diddy house with no problem, but your ass can't go somewhere to make your business look better because you got to understand these actors are also getting paid revenue off of the sale of the movie. So you
She
get
only
more
got
money if more people
50,000
buy
off of that movie, and
because
that's
that's
probably
all
all
she
that
did.
she was
That's
gonna
all
get.
she was gonna get because that's all she was willing to do.
Yeah,
She said she
so
didn't want to do shit else.
if she did the role and she finished and she's only getting paid 50,000, then
She
her
ain't
being
she ain't shit.
going up to appearances,
She ain't
you
shit.
want her to spend her own money to go to the appearances, then that
Shit.
means you're
I
going to
know
be able
folks
to like
right now on blue collar jobs that go to work an hour to 2 hours early off the clock, that be there an hour late off the clock, that be putting in 60 hours and only working 50 and
and
doing
they
it for the
fight
sake
for
of the
every
job.
penny that they make, don't they not? They say,
No,
"Oh,
they don't. No, they don't. Because if you didn't clock in, if your shift started at 9 and you started working at 8 and you didn't clock in until 9 because boss man said they can't let you have too much overtime, you doing it for the job.
okay, but
You taking an L for the
if you
team.
work a certain hours and and they cut your hours just cause oh we
If you coming to work an hour early and staying an hour late, they not cutting your hours. You the one
they
person they not gonna cut hours on because out of 5 days, you done gave them 10 extra hours of free labor. They not cutting your hours. And likewise, this woman got 50 G's for this movie, and she couldn't walk into 2 or 3 different buildings and say, "Yep, I'm here." That's too much to ask for. You got to cut her a check to walk into the building. She's that important that she's got to get paid to walk into a building. She ain't got to hold up no flyers. She ain't got to convince nobody to watch the movie. She just got to show up, shake hands, and answer questions on the TMZ show up, which she would have did anyway. She invited to the party. All they saying is while you there, promote the show, talk about the show. Now the show make more money because of you, then you should be entitled to some royalties on the back end. But your ass don't want to promote the show. All you getting is 50 G's. That's all you was worth. You was worth less than that because you ain't want to promote the show. We had this one problem: black folks can't stick together. Black folks can't do business together because you got lazy ones, you got entitled ones, and then you got ones that grind out for the sake of everybody else. The ones that grind out for the sake of everybody else, they're just good Samaritans. Good job for doing more. But the other ones that not gonna spit to the right without getting the extra raise, like we had that show where certain people pissed off because they got to speak 2 languages on the job, talking about something they want extra money to talk in a second language. Why? You getting paid to talk. It don't matter what language you talking in. Why you want extra money? Oh, not because you don't want to talk in a second language because they won't give you an extra dollar raise because you know 2 languages. They're gonna cut your fucking hours. That's what's gonna happen because you're not willing to do nothing for the company. You're not willing to go above and beyond for the sake of the company. So the company not going to go above and beyond for the sake of you. Likewise, in the movie industry, all of the producers know each other. All of the productions know each other. They recommend cast members. They recommend don't take cast members. You piss off Warner Brothers, it's going to be hard to get into MGM Studios. So if you know that your 50 G's ain't shit, but you make Oprah and Tyler Perry happy, if them 2 females is happy, then you ain't got no problem with going to MGM and Warner Brothers and all this other stuff. But you make these 2 bitches mad, then they will block you. You will get blacklisted, and then you won't be able to get a movie deal anywhere else. So is it easier for you to take one for the team this movie so that they can promote you everywhere else so that you can get extra movie deals? Or is it better for you to stand on principle and say, nah, I ain't doing nothing unless you pay me? What's better? Because I know customer service, the company always takes the cut so that the customer keeps spending money. The customer might feel like they got over $125 refund, but they're going to spend thousands upon thousands of dollars on that company for the next couple years. Just because you satisfied the customer the one time, the customer going to keep coming back to the company. If Monique would have satisfied them two females at one time, then Monique would have kept getting movie deals.
There is no
She would no
guarantee.
longer have to rerun it, huh?
There is no guarantee for that.
How you figure? If that's the only beef they had with her.
Because there's people like to take like free labor. If you can take advantage of them the first time, then you're willing to do it almost every time.
Well, so that's capitalism.
Yeah, so you cannot guarantee, oh, if you do this one these 7 or God knows how many appearances she had to be, probably at least probably 20, and you have to pay with your own money and your own stuff. Oh, we'll take care of you later. And then when that time comes, you don't come.
No,
So,
you just be that. That's your reputation.
That's my
Drew Brees. Drew Brees set the par for all the famous people. That man took a pay cut to improve his franchise. He worked for less.
His suggestion. He wanted.
No. That's integrity. He took a pay cut. To improve his franchise. So everybody else that does that same mentality, where they're willing to do a little extra to get a little more. You got to do a little extra to get a little more. You don't get a little more on entitlement. You do a little extra to get a little more.
That they will do more for you.
No, you get more. You give 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 more. Other people see how much you're giving, and somebody else will give you more because they see how much you're giving. The person you giving for may not give to you, but somebody else, like Job under the tree, will see you putting in extra effort, see you putting in extra work, see you underpaid, and they'll offer you something big. You can't. If you never willing to go the extra mile for somebody else, all everybody see is that you stingy. But if you're always extending yourself for somebody else, other people will see you. Other people know. Other people hear about it. Other people are aware of who you are and the integrity that you have when you walk through the door. And that image of you that meets that person before you meet that person is the difference between you being accepted or rejected on first contact. You walk up with the script in hand and they remember you as the person that cut them off and got mud on their clothes when you drove by instead of slowing down your car. You ain't getting the job. You could be that person that took the parking space from their grandma and made the man grandma walk an extra 5 blocks to the building, and then when you come to find out that you related to that person's you don't get the job. You can't say that standing on principle all the time with a self-entitlement position when we have always been on the bottom struggling to come up, that we no longer going to be underdogs. We're going to be the top dog, and we're going to demand from a position where we don't have the authority to make demands. And then you're going to say that by standing on principle, you at least walk away with your integrity. She wasn't even the lead in that fucking movie. She was a damn extra just about. Oh yeah, she was the protagonist. That's a fucking cameo. If I wouldn't seen nothing else, that's a fucking cameo, bro. But I tell you what, goddamn lead character, the show don't go on without the lead character, because now you got to come up with all kind of backstory to kill off the lead character in between movies to make it make sense. And 90% of the people that came to the show came for the lead character. She wasn't the lead. So why she bitching? That's like the bro, that's like the tree in the damn Wizard of Oz play is bitching.
When they look through Fast and the Furious, don't you expect to see Vin Diesel or
everywhere,
Paul Walker
everywhere,
everywhere? Oh, Vin Diesel is going to be in the
everywhere.
movie.
That's right. That's right.
So they're using Monique's name. Sure, she's not the lead, but some people that like.
Hold on. Oprah Winfrey, people gonna watch that. Tyler Perry, people gonna watch that. Monique ain't gotta be. Ain't nobody gotta watch that woman. Ain't nobody gotta. That woman name don't gotta be up there. And they still gonna watch it. Monique name don't gotta be up there. They still gonna watch it.
Ask Oprah the same thing. If they say, "Oh, Oprah, we need you to do free appearances," no, she's
Okay.
gonna say, "I want to get paid." She
No,
will. She will. Yes, she would. Yes,
no,
she would.
no. She ain't got to because she's a billionaire.
That doesn't mean that doesn't stop them from making more money.
You get paid for
What's the best
showing
way
up.
to make a billionaire happy? More money. They
No,
can never have too much money.
no. A billionaire gets happy because they get a phone call because somebody else went and found them some more money. They don't got to do shit. They just
Yeah,
show
and
up.
she can,
Just
and
like
she
Donald
sees
Trump.
that. Oh, you
Just
want
like
to use
Donald
my
Trump.
name, my
You know,
appearance.
do you know how much money Donald Trump made sitting in that ICU?
Man, I probably said, "Oh, I just beat my hit by the next million for
Thank you.
sitting there."
Thank you. So, and all he had to do was
So
lay in the
when you
hospital bed.
so that makes
All he
my
had to do was
point
lay in the
more
hospital
valid.
bed.
If
So,
you're
but
going to
what you
have
gotta
women
understand is that a rich
coming
person just
into
gotta show up,
appearances,
bro.
that means and she's still she's not making as much as the girl from Precious probably. But she's still famous because all of these people, I don't know any of them except for Monique. And you're saying that she doesn't get paid for having her appear in different parties or events, and she doesn't get like some form of payment.
Bruh,
Like,
if they did a Paul Walker tribute on the next Fast and the Furious and they asked the whole cast to do a free appearance in a few dozen places, them motherfuckers would do it.
yeah, out of respect of Paul Walker.
Out of respect for the damn franchise.
No, from Paul Walker because
No,
that
the
guy was awesome.
franchise. No,
They
the
did,
franchise.
they did it for Paul Walker. You said free
No.
appearance for Paul
I said
Walker
free. No,
too.
I did not. I said if they were doing a show about Paul Walker and they asked you to do the free appearance.
They would ask for some form of payment.
No.
Yes, they would.
They would do it. No, they would do it. You got a bunch of them people that say, yeah, we'll keep doing this as long as we got
It
energy.
depends on how long the event is. If it's like an hour, yeah, they probably would do it for an
A
hour.
free appearance,
That's
but I
because
mean a free appearance is
but
a
they're
free
probably
appearance, bro.
but they probably would do it because they were closer with Paul Walker, not because because
They
we
would do
asked you.
it. They would do it because they was asked to do it. They would do it because this franchise has become a part of them. They would do this because their integrity. This woman is only about the money. So if you ain't giving her enough money to walk in the door, she's not gonna walk
Like
in the
all
door.
those appearances for Kobe, they did that for free because they did it because they love Kobe. They love
But
talking.
all of them appearances Kobe did for free. And then he got a shoe deal off that shit.
No, because he was getting millions of money from walking through actually not
Kobe
him,
ain't never
but when he was
refused to
doing the
go.
Olympics and his shoe for his shoe brand, uh he actually didn't show off the brand. And
Kobe did not refuse to go somewhere because they didn't pay him. Kobe showed up. He showed up early and stayed late. He built the image off of showing up early and staying late, even though that wasn't in his contract to show up early and stay late. He showed up early and stayed late so many times that other motherfuckers started showing up early and staying late.
no, he forced them to show up and stay late.
He didn't force nobody because he never told anybody you better come. He just kept
he said it a
coming.
different way. He said if you want me to pass you the ball when you don't show up at all.
No,
Man,
he said no. He don't.
yes,
No. That wasn't it.
said
He
it
did
to
not force
himself.
people to come. He did not force people to
You
come
won't.
to the thing. That is not what he did not force anybody
Yeah,
to come
yes,
work out in the morning.
yes,
No,
he
he
has.
didn't.
I can name a
No, he
time when
didn't.
he did.
He never
I
forced
can name
anybody
a
to
time
come
when
work
he
out
did.
early in the morning. Matter of fact, every documentary about Kobe, everybody said that they seen him showing up early. He had
Yeah,
been there for 2, 3, 4 hours before they got there, and they were sitting over here wondering how early he got there. Then they started showing up early. Then you
there was
started
one
seeing
time
a
when
few people showing up early. Then you
he
started
took
seeing everybody show up early. And when
I
you
can
see
name it
him,
one
he
time when
going
he did
back to
that.
the gym.
He actually
Everybody
took
else talking about going to the club, and he going to the gym, and they see him continuously going out there to go work out and go and improve himself and go and improve his game. And people stopped going to party and started going to work out with him. They changed because he had a routine that he wasn't going to break. He wasn't going to stop being the best that he could be and go celebrate and have a good time, which would diminish his skills. He went out there and just kept honing his skills. Everybody else seen that. other people started honing their skills too. He didn't make them go do that. He volunteered to go do that because that's how he makes himself a better him. And if this woman wants to make herself a better actor, you got to just show up and be places and do stuff. Sometimes you got to do stuff for free. Sometimes you got to do a little something here and there. Sometimes you got to show up in certain places so that somebody will meet you, and that might be your next contract. So you might have walked in this building with no pay to be here, but that might be how you meet the next producer that liked your acting skills in that movie, and they offer you another movie deal. Your networking is what rich people are about. Networking.
No.
Yes. 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 Seriously. Yes. Networking. Yes. Networking. Yes.
If you're
Networking.
starting out as a student doing acting,
networking is what rich people are about.
Her first time acting.
Networking is what people are about. It ain't about you being your first time. It ain't about what you know. It ain't about what you know when you got millions. It's about who you know. It's about who you know.
A long time for acting. She has
all right,
been doing this
all right. You trying to make excuses? Will Smith can slap the shit out of Chris Rock in the goddamn Oscars, and Will Smith can get movie deals, but Chris Rock cannot slap the shit out of Will Smith and still get to star in the fucking Oscars.
Yeah, and he had to pay the consequences for slapping him.
No, he didn't.
He was banned from showing up for the next.
Who the fuck want to sit in a room full of people for 5? He can get nominated. He can have his trophy sent to his house and don't even got to show up. Who the fuck want to show up and sit there for 5 hours?
Okay, has he even been in any films after that incident?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Hello.
That was
all right.
That's a traditional. You can't have them without Bad Boys.
Boom. So do you see what happens when you become the star? You could do the shit that you want to do. You could pull strings. You could talk about what the fuck you're not gonna do because you're the lead.
Oh,
you're the primary.
So I have to kowtow to everything that you have to do because you're the lead.
The janitor has to cow tip. The janitor has to cow tip. The janitor has to cow tip to the person above the janitor because there's a caste system whether we agree to it or not. The fact is that in fame, you got people that are more popular than other people, and the people with more popularity got more power. Them people know more people. Them people have been in more movies. Them people know more producers. Them people know more directors. Them people have more access to your opportunities. And you have to do what you're supposed to do.
Tell you what to do. So that they take a coffee until they spill it on the scene and tell you to lick it for the film, would you do it?
If I was Martin Lawrence and that was the role I was supposed to play, then that's what I would do because you see the frat boys doing that stupid shit on a regular basis.
Yeah, frat boys, but you're a person.
Oh, that's their role. Those aren't real frat boys. They're actors that are pretending like they're frat boys. But if they're actors and they know that their role is a frat boy and they know that there's a phase of hazing,
like Cat
Williams, and they're gonna jump and they're gonna take that and they're gonna do that shit because they know what the role is. When you tell me, all right, I need you to be a pledge. I need you to be a pledge. That's your role, is to be a pledge. You already know what a pledge has got to go through. You know they're going to be hazing you. They're going to make you, they're going to embarrass you. They're going to make you do shit that's degrading and demeaning because you already know what a pledge does for a fraternity. So if you know that your role in this movie is to be a pledge, you are not going to tell me that you're going to set standards of what you're not going to do.
Okay, and if I fulfill that role and you say, oh, we need you to do plus more. No.
You're going to do plus more.
No.
You're going to do plus more.
Now, if I'm not going to get paid for it, no.
What you talking about? You are going to get paid for it. Your actions today will pay you tomorrow.
If it's not in my contract, let's say, this is
if you say that if it ain't in your contract, you ain't doing it, then you ain't going to get another contract.
That's fine.
Because that's why your ass will be broke.
That's not unreasonable. That's just you being.
No, that's completely unreasonable.
Yeah, it is.
This is a capitalist country where you're at the bottom.
If you do something that was not in my contract, not something that we didn't discuss before or during the before making this set, and you guys have a problem because you guys are petty.
No, they're not petty. This is a right to work country, bro, and you don't have a right to work. Okay, so that means that I give you a job if I want to give you a job. That means that you get paid if I give you a job. That means that you must do, and you got to understand this. Every blue collar job got the same shit in the contract that says you do what is inside of your job title and whatever is asked of you. It's in every application. Go pull an application offline right now. Any blue collar company will have
Okay,
the
guys.
exact same description, is that you do what you are supposed to do and whatever is asked of you. So if I ask you to go do some appearances, it's in your contract. It's in your
You said
contract in fine
any
print.
one of them.
All of them, the job description is going to be whatever is asked of you. They're going to have basic requirements and then anything that is asked of you.
Hold on 1
And
second.
the fact of the matter is that what you don't understand is that she has a contract. She is supposed to play a part. And then her part is to also go out there and walk, talk, shake hands, and smile at the camera about your part. And you're going to say
Man.
that you're not going to do that to make no money. Then that means that you don't want no money. If you tell these people what you're not gonna do, and you calling your bosses all kind of dirty motherfuckers and how you'll beat their ass and you ain't scared and this, that, and the third, you being unreasonable.
Hold on.
You being unreasonable. And at the end of the day, you're in a
Section.
position where you are not going to open doors for yourself. You're gonna lock them. The same way all the cast members that was working for Tyler Perry and working for Oprah, that they told them, if you go to Shannon Sharpe, you're not going to get another job with us. And that's going to
Okay.
shut them down.
Advanced surgical technologist. I promise to you, joining event health, blah 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 blah, part of something bigger, blah blah blah, community that believes in the wholeness of each person and serves to uplift others' bodies, mind, and spirit. Event health is a place where you can thrive professionally and grow spiritually by
Um,
extending the health ministry of Christ, where you
First of
will
all,
be
that's not
valued
even
for
a blue
who you
collar
are
job. I
and
already
your
said
unity.
that.
All right,
Go ahead, keep going. You're trying to prove me wrong. Go ahead and
your
try to prove me wrong, because
experiences
that
you bring
it's
to our
ridiculous that you do that.
purpose-minded team, all while understanding that together we are even better. Advanced. Let's see. Role you can contribute. The surgical technologist, third, is a member of the healthcare team who performs technical support in the pre-operative period under the direction and supervision of registered nurse according to the accepted clinical standards of care. Sets up the value that you bring to the team. Sets up sterile table with instruments, supplies, equipment, and medication solutions needed for procedure, displays knowledge of procedure and patient positioning, performs appropriate counts with circular prior to the operation and before incision is closed, gowns and gloves and surgeons assistants, helps in draping on sterile field, passes instruments, etc. to surgeon during procedure. Expertise and experiences you will need to succeed. Education requirement, high school diploma, successful completion of a accredited surgical technology program, CST. Let's see, education experience preferred, AS surgical technology, license and certification, current CST, AHA, BLS. The facility is a equal opportunity employer and complies with federal, state, and local anti-discrimination laws, regulations, and ordinances. So, and the rest is just other shows the shifts. So it does not say you have to do anything that was asked of you. So anything that's asked of us is an extra.
Yeah, you didn't prove me wrong, because that's not a blue collar job. So I mean,
Okay, give me an
whatever.
example of a blue collar job. Any blue collar job.
No, because you're sitting
So
over
I
here
can,
trying to prove me wrong, which is wrong, which is stupid. Because at the end of the day, and whatever is asked of you is in every application. That's what's in the job
all
description.
right, blue collar job. All right, a conductor or a police officer. Okay, police.
So now we're gonna derail the entire conversation.
You said pick out any blue collar job. I'm doing what
No,
you're
well,
asking for.
you're
I'm
you're
pulling
you're
up a
sitting
blue
over here.
collar
You
job.
done paused the whole discussion so that you could try to find and say, nope, it's not there.
You said to pull up any blue collar job because all your requests are not rhetorical,
Uh,
and to prove you wrong. This is a general duty
Yeah, because
policy
you're
work
trying to prove me
enforcement
wrong.
laws ordinances. Responsibilities including patrolling, protection of life, property, preventing, detecting, investigating crime, maintaining law and order. Employee must exercise considerable independence and sound judgment. Yeah, most of the police officers don't do that. Specific assignments are carried out in accordance with the established rules and procedures. Must be able to work in emergency with direct supervision and make sound decisions calmly and quickly. Must maintain effective working relationships with employees and the public. Employee is required to work rotating shifts, including nights, weekends, and holidays. And that's a blue collar job.
So a job description outlines the duties and responsibilities of a position, but the requirements are usually guidelines, not strict rules. While new hires are expected to fulfill the job description within 6 months, there's flexibility. Some say you don't need to meet every requirement, especially if you have transferable skills and close to the desired experience. New tasks outside your job description may require learning new skills, which can benefit your career in the long term, sir. So,
Yeah, learning new skills. You said stuff that's which they usually add in the job description. You
no,
will be trained to. Yes, they do. They actually
no,
add
that does not say that
yeah.
in that is
They're
in line with
enumerating
your job
what you
description.
have to go
This
above
is
and beyond
new
just
tasks,
for
sir.
free.
No, sir. No, 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 no. You're about to misconstrue what is written here in black and white.
I'm not
New
misconstruing
tasks
nothing. You just
new tasks outside your job description may require learning new skills which can benefit your career in the long term. New tasks outside of your job description means, ma'am, I need you to go ahead and do these appearances to benefit your career in the long term. She said, no, fuck you. If I ain't getting paid for it, I ain't doing it. So much for the benefits of your career in the long term.
it says new tasks outside of your job description may require learning new skills,
Yes,
which they either have to teach you there or you have to go learn it from somewhere else.
which
Doesn't
you
mean
can
that you
benefit from your career in a long term.
long
And that's
term.
what I
Yes,
told you, which is what I
and
told
she
you
has skill.
already, which I
This
already
is not
told
a
you.
skill. This
You,
is for asking
you,
a
you
request
are
that's not a part of her
a
skill.
new task that is outside of your job description, even though it may require you to learn new skills, it may not require you to learn new skills, but that new task outside of your job description will help benefit your career in the long term. And I said that in the beginning when I said specifically that just because she got the 50K, she doing those appearances, that will help her career in the long term because she might meet somebody with the next movie deal in one of them free appearances. Just because all she got to do is stand in front of the camera and read the script don't mean that it won't boost her career to show up in places where her career is being presented. And if she say no, I'm not doing it without money, then she is not willing to promote her work for free. And then if she does not get additional movie deals or anything like that, she's going to blame everybody else because she did not want to show up for free where her quality of work was being produced, where it would have benefited her career in the long term. Okay. Now, Mr. Try to prove me wrong, since that's what you try to do. There it is. She could have improved her career by going to those places, meeting and greeting, shaking hands, high-fiving folks, promoting the franchise. If there was a sequel, she would have been the first one picked. There could have been a spinoff. It could have been all about her. You know, all of these things could have happened if she could have just went with the flow. You're going to say, oh, well, what if they use you? They use you the first time. They're going to use you the second time. They're going to use you the third time. That's capitalism. Don't nobody want a communism country where everybody get their fair share. They want a capitalist country. Capitalist country makes money off the backs of the people who do the work. But a capitalist country, you cannot go up the corporate ladder without working for free. At some point, internship, free internship. The other form of internship is a paid internship, which is usually below the average salary of that job position. The apprenticeship, which is also below the job salary. You have to have a certain number of years of volunteer in that particular field in order to be able to get picked, in order to get the big bucks. Otherwise, you won't get the big bucks. If you refuse to do that work for free at some point, you're not going to qualify for the big bucks in the long term. And then likewise, on top of that, you got jobs that say that you must have a bunch of years of experience already when you walk in the door, which means that you got to do it for free somewhere. If the mandatory requirement for you to get this amount of money is that you already have the experience when you show up. So look, I don't have the experience, but if you give me a base level job, I'll take that and get the experience. And then you can just give me a raise to that level. Likewise, she ain't have a bunch of movie deals before this. She was more sitcoms and comedy shows. She was the queens of comedy.
But she was making money and she was known.
No, sir, you don't understand. She was a comic. And then she had a TV show. She was not a every time you see her in the latest movie kind of woman. Okay. So you are a rookie in the movie industry. You still got to do some shit to pull enough weight to get more movie deals. Now, you're going to say, no, she's a celebrity. She's famous. She should get money on her own right. Yeah, you could go back to Def Comedy Jam and go tell jokes. Because that's where you were a celebrity. That's where you were making money. You left telling jokes to go act on TV. You left acting on TV to go be in a serious movie. So now, as you're a serious movie, you got to go walk around and show yourself off so that other people will want to put you on a serious movie. Somebody got to give you a chance as a comic to be in a serious role so that they can give you a chance in other serious roles. Because the serious roles get you more roles. Laughter don't get you a million roles. Martin didn't get a shit ton of roles because he was funny in the TV show Martin. Martin got a shit ton of roles because Martin was in a shit ton of shit that was serious. And he was stupid at the same damn time because he don't know how to be fucking serious. Will Smith had a bunch of serious roles after Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. But do you think that Will Smith said, no, I ain't doing this and no, I ain't doing that? No, it don't matter what the fuck you do. You're getting millions anyway, bro.
And look at him. He broke down crying now, saying, oh, they violated me and all that stuff. And he wish he never did it.
Was he talking about Puff Daddy's house?
Yeah.
He shouldn't have went. He shouldn't have went. He shouldn't have went.
He has to go so he can get those deals.
Well, then you need to go. You need to go. I mean, why is you sitting over here crying about the people violating you? Did your boyfriend get mad at you?
That means then that and someone decides, oh no, I'm not gonna go. You're a hypocrite. When she decides to not do something.
No, because you said that he whining and crying about how somebody violated him. Well, I mean, if somebody violated you, you shouldn't win.
But you also said you gotta do stuff that you don't want to do. So
I did not. Okay, so what I said was, if you're going there for the job, you go there for the job. Now, on a side note, is that if you're going places that you shouldn't be going, just out there hanging out, being a dumbass, then you shouldn't have went. That's not the same. My position is always linear. I'm not a hypocrite. I'm not going to flip-flop on a situation and then recant my statement and say, oh, under these circumstances, that don't apply. No, it applies every fucking time. Every fucking time. So if Will Smith was in Bad Boys and that required him to be a bad boy in Diddy's house, then Bad Boy stop bitching because you had to do that shit. But if he was out there hanging out, because that's what celebrities do, was out there hanging out, he ain't had to be out there. He could have been at his house with his boyfriend or at his house with his wife. And he wasn't in either one of them places. He was at Diddy's house. Then quit your bitching. Because you shouldn't have been there. So no, my position is not going to change just because of a specific person. My position is not going to change if you go from man to woman. My position is not going to change if you go from one character to another character. But I am going to tell you that Toretto got more clout than Monique. Okay. The most electrifying man in entertainment got more clout than Monique. And his ass was in a tutu for the Tooth Fairy. Okay. So when she's talking about what the fuck she not gonna do, and she is not famous, she is not movie deal famous. She is TV famous. She is Queens of Comedy famous. She is a comic famous. She is not movie famous. So you still a rookie in the movie industry talking about what the fuck you not gonna do, knowing that you got women laying on their backs, throwing away their pride to get the movie deal that they gave you. You look at all the Wildin' Out girls that had to do what they had to do to get on goddamn Wildin' Out with Nick Cannon. Casting couch. And you sitting over here trying to complain about the fact that they offered you 50 G's and all you had to do was play your part. You got people that got to degrade themselves for free just to get the role. You got the role, got paid for the role, and all they ask you to do is walk around and wave your hand and say, yep, I was in that movie. There I go right there. My nigga, we got motherfuckers that do that right now on TikTok, Twitter, and YouTube for free. You telling me you want to get millions? And you telling me, oh, you got to pay me in order to do that? Why? You got motherfuckers walking around with a selfie stick and an iPhone 15 doing it for free. Some of them paying to do it. And all they ask you to do is to keep your 50 bands and just show up, shake hands, eat food, answer questions, and talk about the role that you played in this movie. And compliment everybody. That's it. You telling me that's too hard? That's too much to ask? That's a complicated person. Because let me ask you a question. And you can Google this, sir. Ask the Google woman. How many movies was Monique in?
20.
How many movies was Will Smith in? How many movies was Gabrielle Union in?
21.
For which one? Will Smith? Will Smith, yeah. 21. How many movies was Gabrielle Union in?
Gabrielle. How you spell Gabrielle? G-R Union. $40.
How many movies was Beyonce in?
$14.
Halle Berry.
This one's did I spell it? Halle Berry, yeah. I guess one too many. Let's see, how many movies was Halle Berry in? Oh, that's why, because I have Union. Okay, there we go. 49.
All right, now these females right now, bro, is over 40 apiece. We can keep looking up women, but they over 40 apiece.
Okay, there's a difference between these women and Monique.
No, there isn't.
Yes, it is. One, she's like you said, she's a comedian and an actress.
No, there is no difference.
Full time. Yes, it is. It is literally an actress because she still does stand-up comedies.
Oh my God. Do you understand that if you're a part-timer, you don't get full-time clout, bro?
And she got 20. Will Smith had 21.
Will Smith's a man.
Will Smith, that's been in a bunch of award-winning films.
What's another? Hold on. you making excuses for? Because I thought the first thing you was about to bust out with is that, oh, you gotta understand she's fat. No, I know she should get big girl
No, I'm
roles.
not gonna talk. Why would I
Fucking
bring up her
fucking
weight?
Medea.
Why would I do
Medea's
that?
got her. Medea got a whole bunch of stuff for her if she just show up. God dang, like she could be on the Fockers or the Clumps. I mean, like I don't understand. Like there's no excuse. These women. So most female roles. Let's see. So because I went over a handful of women and pretty much everybody had. So you got television, film, studio. So women made up 28% of the protagonists in the films, and that was a decline from 33% in 2022. And women made up to 36% of the major characters and 35% of speaking roles in the films, compared to the 45 to 40% that are done by male directors. So let's see. You've got Legally Blonde, Mulan, Home Girl. Who was the girl that played in Home Girl?
Wait, what?
Oh,
Legally
oh wait.
Blonde, Mulan.
Matter of fact. Look, Laura Croft. Laura Croft. How many movies was Laura Croft in?
Yeah, what was her name?
Angelina Jolie.
Yeah, Angelina. $49.
How many? Scarlett Johansson.
Oh, shoot. Hold on. It just did Marvel. Hold on. 73.
Okay, so that's double everybody else, and that's like 5 women already. And what we're looking at is that the lowest ones was 2-1 on Monique.
Again, they're full-time actors.
Again,
She's a
Monique got to do.
comedian slash actress.
Monique got to do what
So
she got to do
look
to
up
get that money.
one
So you're
that's
gonna tell me,
female comedian and an actress.
shit,
You
name
can't
one.
name one.
I can't name a comedian that decides a female comedian that decided to be an actress.
Okay, so I bet you can name a male comedian slash actress. I mean slash actor. Sorry. Well, Tyler Perry is an actress technically, so he can probably count because he's like cross dressing on the side.
What is your point? Because you already had Chris Tucker.
I bet you can name.
You
You
had
already
Chris
have
Rock.
someone in your mind.
You had Chris
Male
Rock.
actor slash comedian.
Because your boy who did Rush Hour. You got Eddie Griffin.
Okay,
You
but
got
besides Monique, you can't name a single female actress slash comedian.
just because she crossed over, don't from being in comedy to being in movies does not discredit the fact that I said that she still got to earn her reputation in the movie industry, and walking out there for free and shaking hands and waving at people was part of what she had to do, and she didn't want to do it.
She can earn it in a different way if they give her a
If
proper
she
deal.
if they
Again,
she can earn it
$50,000.
in
For
you
them,
got
it's
women
not
that
that much. They
you
can
got
add something
women
else to it
sleeping with
that
the
keeps the
producers so
bill.
that they can get a movie role, and you telling me that this woman is all she got to do is just show up somewhere? All she got to do is just shake hands and walk back out the door?
That she has to probably pay out of her own pocket.
She would have went anyway.
You don't know that,
Bro.
yep. So I'll
They
give
ain't
her
got
that.
nothing else to do. They ain't got nothing else to do with their
The
life,
only thing
but
you probably know is when she goes through the red carpet. That's the only one thing you probably will
I
know.
don't
But
pay
you don't
attention
know
to
how
nothing
many
that these rich people do
she has to
because
go through those
they
repairs.
don't make sense. Because you coming out of it. This is just like if you was working in hospitality for 20 years and now you getting a desk job. You just because you got 20 years of experience don't mean shit because you just started this desk job. You still in the intro level. You still got to work your way up. You still don't got that clout. You don't have that clout. She did not have that clout. She was
Okay,
not a lead.
so
She is
and
not a
then
lead. And
after you
because she
go
was not
do the
a
desk
lead,
job,
she's got to
say,
go.
oh,
She's got to work her way up,
you want
which
to
means
go
you got to do a
become a
little
manager.
extra, which means you got to do a little extra the whole way through to work your way up to the position that you want to be in. If you got a new job today as an intro level, which is what you would have to do, intro level, if it's a different field than the one that you was in before, you got to get an intro level, and then you got to do more than your job requirement to qualify to get a promotion. Then they give you a promotion. Then you got to do more than your job requirement to get you another promotion. If something stops you from getting a promotion, like a degree or a credit score or a background check or whatever, you do more to get a raise on top of that. Then when you become the highest paid person in that position, there you plateau because you don't qualify to move up. But you're going to keep doing as much as you can do to maintain the ability to make your own schedule, go take off when you want to, PTO time, vacation days, come in late when you feel like it, because you earning your clout. But when you first got hired, you had to do a little extra for nothing. You had to show up. You had to come in. You had to do orientation. You had to do something extra on the side. You had to catch somebody slack. You had to pick up some extra shifts. You had to do the stuff that you needed to do to build a reputation. And she only did 20. And you're going to say, oh, 20 is a lot. 20 is a lot for a woman in comparison to other women that got 40, 50, 75. That's not a lot. You telling me that women that are career actors can show up somewhere for the sake of showing up because their name is on the building. This woman got to get paid to show up to that same building because her name is on the building. That don't make no sense. You're egotistical just because you dropped 20. How many albums did Nick Cannon drop? He ain't the shit. He ain't the next 50 Cent. But he done dropped enough
Well, see,
albums to say that
the
he's an
oldest
artist.
movie that she been in was 2001, and then Carry On, 2005, 2003, 2005, 2007, 2022, 2009, 2010. To now, if she was going movie gap movie
That ain't movie.
that's
That ain't
different.
movie.
That's different. But
Because you're
she
talking
but
about
she's
once
been
every
doing
3 years. That
consistent
sounded like
movies.
once every three
That's what
years. That wasn't even no every year
2004,
kind of shit.
where Kevin Hart made his debut. She was in it. So
Because of Kevin Hart.
you're saying that, and the last one that she was in was
Okay.
Almost Christmas
You brought it up.
in 2023.
You brought it up. How many movies has Kevin Hart been in?
Probably like 50 Hart movies.
She been around longer than Kevin Hart, right?
'51.
So she been around longer than Kevin Hart, right?
Yeah, she's been around since before Kevin Hart.
How many years was she around since before Kevin Hart?
1992. When did probably 93 or something. When did
No, you said her first movie was in 2003, right?
2001?
2001. When was Kevin Hart's first movie?
Kevin. Let's see. 2005.
Okay, so 4 years
Well,
less than
actually,
her.
2002. Paper,
2002.
paper. Yeah,
So it was 2002. So around about the same time. So they both had the same amount of opportunity, short 12 months, to be successful. Kevin Hart kissed a lot of ass and did 30 movies more than her. And
because
Kevin
that's what
Hart
he
ain't
wanted.
that funny.
No, he really isn't. Not really. Just a
Okay,
few.
okay. So my point is that
Neither
he
was.
did,
Let's be
but
real.
but
Monique is not. Besides her being fat, was she really funny?
about as funny as Kevin Hart.
Yeah. So,
So my point is
but
that
yeah.
her
Actually, I think she has been
he's
more
got
shows than
he's
he
got
has.
30 more movies than her. We ain't talking about TV shows because she's been on
No,
Sister
not TV shows.
Sister.
Comedy shows.
Well, she started
Comedy.
in comedy. She started as one of the original queens of comedy. So her first TV debut would have been on Def Comedy Jam.
On what
But
is her
but the
most
fact
movie?
is that she since 2000 from 2001 to 2024, this female has done 21 movies, which is less than one every 2 years or 18 months or so. Kevin Hart started a year less than her because he got his debut in 2002, and this man had 50 something movies,
That's
which is twice
because
as much
during
as her.
2009 she got blacklisted, and she started being. That's
Oh.
when that's when she
Oh,
was.
so
She
so
probably would have
so
had more roles.
oh,
Actually, they forgot about her.
hold on, sir. See, now the truth is coming out. She got blacklisted for what?
For Oprah telling them that she is unreasonable to work with.
Oh, so wait, hold on a second. Hold on a second. So what you're telling me is that from 2001 to 2009, she was doing all right. New to the game, less than 9 movies under her belt. And then she fucked over Oprah and she wasn't shit. And she fucked over Oprah and then she got pissy. And then Oprah said, "You know what? No, blacklisted. Cuz you new to the game, bitch." But Kevin Hart said, "Oh, whatever the fuck you want me to do. Sideways, upside down, backwards, you just let me know. I got you." 50 something movies. So when I told you that her showing up where she was told to show up would have advanced her career, I wasn't lying, because Kevin Hart did what it took. And now they say that Kevin Hart 40 out of 50 contracts that he got, he doing it for the money. So he don't do what he want to do. He do what he's paid to do more often than not. Then because he got enough money
Keyword
after he
paid
do what he
to do.
pays to do, he do what he paid to do because he can't do what he want to do. He can't say what he want to say. He do what he's told to do. Because that's how he got to where he was supposed to be. But he did what he did stuff that he wasn't paid to do. He did stuff. But he don't have a say. He don't put his foot down. He don't sit there like a little toddler and stomp his feet and cross his arms and refuse to take action. He do what the fuck they tell him to do because that's how he gonna get paid to do it again. And he gonna do 40 of them. He gonna do because they told him to, because that's how he gonna get his money. Then 5 or 10 of them, 15, 20 of them, he gonna do it because he want to do it. So he ain't got no scruples. He ain't got no morals and no ethics that say that he can't do whatever the fuck that role is because they call his name and said, do that role. Yeah, I do that role, but in exchange, I want this role over here. You're getting paid for both of them. I'll do this role and make myself look like an
Yes,
ass
he
if you give me that role
negotiated
over there.
for she probably did the same thing.
No,
They
she
said
didn't. She
no.
said, I ain't doing
No,
shit.
because you
You best
cannot
to
say she
pay
didn't,
me.
because we don't know
You
what
best to
happened.
pay me.
Except that she
That's what
refused
the
and said
argument
no.
is. That's what the argument is right now. The argument
Yeah,
is right now
because so you
that
cannot
they
say,
told her to
"Oh,
walk up
I
into
didn't
some
like, I
places
didn't
and
when he did
wave and
such and
shake
such."
hands, and all you had to do was just show up to these places and walk and shake hands. And you said what the fuck you wasn't gonna do, and then you trying to make it seem like Monique would not
No,
say that.
because you
And
just said
look, you
I will be such and
cited
such if you give me this
everything
role.
she said. No,
You
ain't no
know, he said,
negotiation.
yeah, yes, you did. You said
What
I would
role
do.
would she
Kevin
want in
Hart would do such and
2009?
such. But I
Oh
want
my
to get the
God.
show. Yeah,
So now you're trying to
you just
say,
said it.
oh, so Monique is gonna pull the same stunt that Kevin Hart did. No, she's not. She got a sense of entitlement. She said, oh, bitch, I'll beat your ass. How you gonna threaten the person that signed your paycheck? Monique just said, you quoted it at the beginning of the show, how Monique said that she was gonna beat both them bitches ass because
Yeah,
she a grown ass woman.
that's her. I'm not gonna say, oh, that was the smart thing to do, but
Okay, so you're telling me that if you go to your 9-to-5 boss and you tell your 9-to-5 boss what you not about to do, and how if he you ain't scared of him, that you will fuck him up outside, that you're gonna have a job after that.
no.
Okay, now likewise in this movie industry, networking is part of your job. You tell Oprah and Tyler what you're not gonna do. Oprah and Tyler is gonna tell Warner Brothers, MGM
Networks
Studios,
isn't part of your job, but
Netflix is
being
not
someone's blackness,
Netflix.
that's not part of someone's job.
How do you
That's
how you
never
get
ever somebody's
how
job.
you get blacklisted out of the workforce? Piss off your
What?
last boss. How do you get blacklisted in the workforce? Piss off your last
Someone being
boss.
petty.
Piss off your last boss. Yes, you as the worker being petty and pissing off your last boss. That's how you do it. Because the boss don't just blacklist you on principle. The boss blacklists you because you're unreasonable. And when you look at, I am not a millionaire. If a billionaire told me that I had to broadcast something on my podcast and I would get millions for it, I'd broadcast that shit. You're about to give me a contract that's going to give me into another level of shit that I am not going to be able to get in the short period of time you're offering it to me on my own. As long as I'm not compromising my morals and my ethics, I got it. You tell me, I 50 bands, show up over here, show up over there, show up over here. That's part of the job. You gave me 50 bands to talk for 10 hours on camera. Now you telling me, now that the show is over, that I got to walk around and promote myself. Because in 2009, when she got blacklisted, them motherfuckers wasn't worth billions. Okay, Tyler Perry was starting up. Oprah was just now coming off of the sitcom when she was building up her personality, giving free calls on her TV show. They wasn't billionaires. That back 2009, back NWA movie, where Ice Cube and them didn't have that much money. Friday. Listen to what was coming out them years when Monique was talking about what the fuck she wasn't doing. When Cat Williams was first coming out doing shit for a little piece of change to fix his teeth, enough money to pay the dentist, not enough money to pay his bills, enough money to pay his dentist. During that time frame when motherfuckers was doing shit on credit, she was saying, bitch, you better pay me. Nah, they blacklisted her ass for that fucked up ass attitude. Now here we go 20 years later, she on the Shannon Sharpe show trying to complain about that shit. Did you see Cat Williams complain about the little bit of money he got from Ice Cube off of Friday? Did Shannon Sharpe complain about the? Did Shannon Sharpe?
They didn't want past his integrity.
Did Shannon Sharpe? Did Shannon Sharpe complain about the little bit of money that he got?
Actually, he did complain. Now
No, he
I
didn't.
remember. Yeah, he
No,
did.
he didn't.
He actually,
no, he didn't.
He actually said it on the show.
Cat Williams said, and I quote, that man was paying everybody out of his pocket. You can't expect him to give you no pile of money.
They were when he was talking on Shade Club Shay Shay, he actually did complain that he was getting paid little. Then Ice Cube actually
he did not complain.
Yes, he did. You can go ahead and look up because Ice Cube made a video he posted on Twitter saying, "Yo, we both got reamed on that deal." So
first of all, what I've been telling you exactly what Cat Williams said on the Shannon Sharpe show, and he said, to be clear, he said there wasn't enough money going around. Now, Ice Cube was basically paying everybody out of his back pocket. That's what he said. He said, I ain't getting no pile of money off of them Friday shows, but I got enough money to fix my teeth. And I was able to advance my career my own way off of what I did with him. I ain't going to say that he was cheap. I ain't going to say that he was stingy. I'm going to say I ain't get a lot off of that deal, but I did get enough to fix my teeth. And I know you got enough too. And Shannon leaned back in the chair and said, yeah, I got enough too. It wasn't a lot, but to say that it was done by a low budget film paid by a lead, a black man, that yeah, it was enough. And during them times, that was when Monique was saying, no, fuck you, pay me to go over here and shake hands and produce. She got her first movie in 2001. She didn't only did like 4-5 movies by 2009. Because as you said, 01, 03, 05, 06, 07, then she got blacklisted by Oprah. She ain't have no pile of movies out when she told Oprah what the fuck she wasn't going to do. She ain't have 55 movies out when she told Oprah what she wasn't supposed to do. She was a rookie in the game when she told Oprah what the fuck she wasn't going to do. She wasn't Toretto. How many movies Toretto done? How many movies have Vin Diesel been in? We gonna step on them toes real quick. Because I tell you what, he done been in a bunch. Enough to say, I'm not gonna smoke on camera. I'm gonna eat these Skittles. And that was
43.
an integrity. 43. That's an integrity change. To say, you know what, y'all, I done done enough of shit that y'all want me to do. I'm not gonna smoke for my character. I'm gonna eat these Skittles.
But you want to mention him? How many? Who played Han in Tokyo Drift? All right.
What does Han and Tokyo Drift got to do with?
Because that's the one that you're talking about right now. How many movies?
No, you said that Toretto said that he wasn't gonna smoke cigarettes on the show.
I didn't say. I didn't mention his name. No.
You said Dom. You said Dom.
That played Han said that he was not going to smoke on the scene. He switched it to candy. That is what I said.
Well, we'll make it short about that because that's not what I heard. I heard Dom. I've been telling you this whole time. I told you this whole time.
Han in the Fast and the Furious movie played in only 7 movies. Actually, less 6 movies. Wow, 6 movies, and they still acknowledge his change. So someone that's only been in 7 films,
a person that's gonna say, yeah, I'll do the whole show. I'm just not gonna smoke. I'm gonna eat these candies instead to emulate the action that you want me to act function. The role is not being changed. He's not saying I'm not gonna go to the premiere. I'm not gonna go to the meet and greet. I'm not gonna go talk to the press. I'm not gonna go sign autographs and stuff like that for the show. I'm not gonna promote the Fast and the Furious franchise because y'all ain't paid me but this 50 bands to get my car flipped over in the one movie I was in. He ain't say all that. But you're talking about first of all, because you're splitting hairs again, because you're sitting over here talking about it. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. You're splitting hairs again. And the reason, yes, you are. And let me finish so that you can understand. Yes, let me finish while you understand why you're splitting hairs. Because you're saying that a black actress that was being paid for by black actors and black producers, and let me finish. A black actress that is being paid by black actors and black actresses and black movie producers and low budget films from black folks doing business together back in 2009 when black folks ain't had that much money. Back then, when you had to put more foot to the pavement to get your clout before, because Oprah wasn't a billionaire back then. If Monique would have made that asshole statement in 2024 and said, oh, you ain't gonna make me do that shit, I've been doing this for 40 years, that makes sense. But no, you said back in 2007, 2008, she told them her ass when she ain't dead but 4-5 movies, and then she telling them what the fuck she not gonna do to make the movie make more money. How much money did the production have in 2009? How much money did the goddamn Oprah have in 2009? You know, you sitting over here trying to talk about how it's an integrity thing. They should have paid her. No, you should have just went on out there and did that. You should have just did that. And because you ain't want to do that, they blacklisted your ass. And because they blacklisted your ass, you want a bitch. You don't need the bitch. You should have did what the fuck you was told. Because if you go to work and you do what you're supposed to do, they're supposed to give you more money.
made $63.6 million.
That ain't a
And they
lot of
only
money
gave
at
her
all.
50. That is a lot of money.
That is not a lot
That
of
is
money
enough
at
to
all.
feed the needy.
That is
That is
not
a
a lot.
lot
That is not a lot of
on a
money at
budget
all.
of 10 million. And she was willing to take 50,000. And she
That's
said,
not a
I
lot
was
at all.
not going to
And that is since that movie released 20 years ago. That's not the box office price.
still.
That's not the box
No,
office
that was
price.
in 2009. Film Pressures had a budget of 10 million and grossed
How much?
63.6 million.
Not that year.
In, all right, in 2009. Oh, shit, in 2009. 63.6 million.
What movie are you talking about? Because you be
Precious, the
throwing
movie.
off.
It was a true story.
Precious the movie. Oh, you're trying to go off of that. Okay, I see what you're trying to do. So you had that's what you're going off of a Wikipedia post. Okay, I see.
Not wicked.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that's his right there.
63. Okay. Actually, I'm going on IMDb. I don't trust Wikipedia.
So Variety has Sunday's Academy Award Oscar winning. Monique reveals that she received $50,000 and an insequential back end deal for starring in Precious, which went on to gross $47.5 million at the domestic box office. So that's not true. It wasn't 63 million.
47. That still made more money during that year.
That's not a lot of money.
If you say so.
Cause she got a no. That's the truth. That's not a if you say so. That's the truth, because she's got an insequential back end deal for starring in Precious. So she got more than 50K, but she had a back end deal, and that's the part that you don't talk about is the fact that she had a behind the scenes extra cut, and all they asked her to do was show up a couple places and shake some hands and high five some motherfuckers. So you telling me that on top of my base pay, you're gonna give me some extra shit because of this movie, and all you asking me to do is walk around and shake hands and high five some folks.
Yeah, she wouldn't be complaining much because at the end she said there was a back end back ended in all fairness. Let's see. What's the insequential back end deal?
Mm-hmm. Let's get down to the real nitty gritty, y'all.
What? Grants actors the option to take a smaller amount of money upfront in exchange for secure a percentage of the movie's total gross. So let's see. Did she get
Ooh.
what is the total gross?
Ooh. That's a slap in the face right there, bro. Do you know what that means? Do you know what that means? Do you know? Do you understand what you're reading right now?
Hold on. Percent. What was the percentage gross did Monique?
This is a mic drop moment. You know? Do you know what this means, bro?
Means you're an idiot.
I'm smarter than you are. The
No,
fact is,
really.
oh no, really, I really am. Yeah. And I'm about to explain it to you. So what you just read, not what I read, what you just read was that She accepted a smaller upfront deal to get a percentage as a shareholder of the total gross amount. So while she got 50K up front, she is a shareholder
That's not up front. That's the
of
only thing she got paid
no, sir,
$50
no, sir, no, sir. The
from that
insequential
deal.
back end deal is what you said. An insequential back end deal is when an actor or actress agrees to take a smaller amount up front to get shares of the back end profits.
Which was $50,000 that she
No,
only made from that deal.
no,
Yes,
no.
you can look it
She
up.
had, she had,
$50,000.
she had received just $50,000 and an insequential back end deal for starring in Precious, not just $50,000. They didn't cheat her out of her back end deal. She only got $50,000 up front and an insequential back end deal. You and I both read it. Now, the insequential back end deal, you read that an insequential back end deal is when an actor or actress gets paid dividends on the back end off of the total sales of the movie, but they get a smaller quantity of money up front. That's what you
What did
read.
she get? She get Monique.
And we can try to find uh uh what you talking about. So they're securing a percentage of the movie's total gross. So over the years, where the movie made $63 million, even if she had a 2%, she still would have had what, 1.2 million more dollars
How
on top of
much?
that 50K, which would, fair to say that if you've got a percentage of the total gross sales and you showing up shaking hands for free, it ain't free, bitch. You got a back deal, you got a back end deal, you got a backdoor contract. So the more clout that this movie gets, the more money it makes, which means the more money you make because you got a behind the scenes contract that say you get extra. So one, she didn't want to do it. She didn't show up, but she still got her behind the scenes deal. So you're gonna try to find out how much was her percentage?
Yeah, but she's saying she didn't receive it because it's reading that reveals she received only 50,000 and an insignificant back end for the 2009 Lee Daniels drama, which went on to gross for 47.5 million at the domestic box office. She says she signed the contract because she trusted the director, who was a friend. Daniels declined the comment. Monique hasn't spoken to Daniels in years, at least not since he considered her for the cookie role in the Fox movies Empire. Despite the lack of communication, she still considers him a friend. Since winning the Oscar for Precious, Monique says she had to turn down roles because the salaries attached to the offers were less than what she was earning a decade ago, well before she was an Academy Award winning actress. The stand up comedian now hosts podcast with her husband. So it's not saying how what was the percentage. So it's probably even less than that.
She made a shit ton of money on the back end, and she was talking
Because
about what the fuck she wasn't gonna do when before the movie came
it's not
out.
it's not saying what she made in the back. Did she? Oh, did you get a back end? Oh, okay, there was a back end in all fairness, but it was behind. It was the double, triple, quadruple back end because Lee Daniels was my friend. He said this is what it is, and said, okay, that movie made a lot of money over the world. And again, you have to ask yourself, why is it that we don't take part in it? So the back end deal that she got was from her words mean it was shit. So she didn't get anything, just the 5,000.
No, she got more than what she's willing to admit. Because she said it's a double,
She said it
triple
was like a
back end.
triple, quadruple back end, triple, quadruple back end
That's a
because
lot.
the
Double,
lead.
triple, quadruple back end is not just a regular back end, bro. That's
That means
everything
you're
on
going
top
to
of
get.
everything on top of everything.
We just read it. It means you're going to get less for get paid less and get whatever in the box office. So she means she didn't get anything from the box office, even though it made 47 million. She's not getting nothing out of that.
No, that's
So
not what that
either
meant.
she's saying on the thing she's not getting paid for it. She wouldn't be complaining so hard if she's not getting paid from that back end deal. So
Yes, she
she
would.
got royally screwed out of it. We gotta see what the deal was because she got
Yeah, you
screwed
you
out of
didn't you didn't find that before
from
you
her.
started talking about it. From what I'm seeing, she didn't get screwed out of it. She just wasn't satisfied. She didn't want to put in the effort, and if she would have went to the box office, she could have got more. She talk about what the fuck she not gonna do because she talk about something you got to pay me right now in order for me to get out there, but you got a contract with them that you're making a shit ton of money on the back end based on how well we do. So you're supposed to go everywhere this show is supposed to be so that we can get more money.
And this movie was supposed to give her more money, and they didn't. She said she didn't
She didn't
get to
put in
take
the
part of
effort.
it.
She didn't put in the effort.
She probably did put in that effort, and
She
that's
put in
why
the
she said
effort to get the
because she
50,000.
she did it for a friend. She signed on
She
because
didn't
the
show up.
producer, or
She showed
actually the
up for the fifty
director, was her
thousand.
friend. So
She
she
showed up for the
did
fifty
not get
thousand.
anything.
She
She
got the
thought
fifty
she talked
thousand
to
because she
them.
showed up for the 50,000. She did not
She was
show up for
okay
the
with
free.
getting paid less,
She
and
showed up for the. She didn't show up
they
for the
didn't
free ski.
honor that part of the deal.
No, she got what she was supposed to get because she showed up. She showed up for the 50,000, and she refused to do anything else to earn any more than what she went there for the 50,000.
She's not. Let me see. Does she? Why doesn't it show what was how much the back end deal was? Was it just from work? They probably didn't sign
Because
it.
you don't. Because she don't want to admit that she got a bunch of money off of it, well over that fifty
Or they
thousand that
didn't
she
write.
got.
They didn't put it in writing.
She got it,
They
and
must
she
have
don't
took
want
it
to
from
admit it.
word.
She got it, and she don't want to admit the fact that she had gotten. She did not get as much as she wanted in comparison to how much that they got. But depending on based on the amount of money that she was supposed to get, she got way more than what she was supposed to get based on the contract that she had. But you got to also understand that she wasn't worth that much going in because she was new to the game back in 09 when she started in 01 and only did like 3 or 4 of them before that one happened total in her whole career. So she wasn't shit back then. And she over here bitching about the fact that she ain't get enough because she thought that that percentage would have added up to more. But she had the fact is that they took 10 stack off the top. It did 47 all across the board. A lot of people had that same backdoor deal, and they got to break off everybody a percentage. And when you say, oh, 47 million is a lot, 47 million is a lot when 100,000 look like a lot to you. But 47 million, when you got how many people was on that cast and everybody got the same backdoor deal so that they did not have to pay everybody up front. And you sitting over here looking at the fact that they had to break off all of them deals, or they had to give everybody something and still put some money in their pocket at the same time. So at the same time, so she was technically getting paid to show up. So yeah, Oprah wasn't lying. Oprah wasn't spreading rumors. Oprah stated facts. You had a contract that said, I'm gonna give you some money up front, and I'm gonna give you some money on the back end to make this thing a hit. You did what you had to do in front of the camera. Now you got to do what you got to do at the box office to make this thing a hit. Why are you telling me what the fuck you ain't gonna do when you got a contract that said you're gonna get all this money off the box office? So take your ass to the box office so we can make some more money. Why is you being so difficult?
Because she
So
was
yeah.
not the one that went up and talked to her about it. Her friend talked to her about it. If she wanted to be up front and forward, she should have gone up there and told her herself. If she
Well,
didn't tell her
the,
herself, that means she knew
Monique
that the
should have
deal was
womaned
not
up.
good.
Monique should have overeat up because she got 2 different contracts. She got one giving her money up front. She got one giving her money on the back end, and she still didn't do the damn job. I wouldn't give a shit.
She did the
Because she
whole
said
role.
no.
They
She
got
did
an
the whole
award for it. They made
she got
money
the
off
whole
of it.
she got the whole $50,000 role and got the award for it and got her 50,000. You don't deserve nothing else because the rest of your money came for you taking your ass to the box office and shaking hands and answering questions and pointing out that that's me on the big screen.
What is so let's see, hold on. Let's say it was her back end deal was 2%.
I already did that number. I told you her back end would have been 2%. She would have been making up 1.6 mil. Which to her ain't a lot of money if 47 million went around. But 1.6 mil, you got 50K up front. Or no, 1.2 mil. So it would have been 1.25 mil, including her 50K. Back in 09, when 1.25 million was a lot of money.
$47.5. $0.95. So that's basically 1 mil. She got 1 mil off of that. So yeah, I would be pissed off as well.
I wouldn't be pissed off. You better be fucking grateful. And that's not. Where is you getting your
Without
math
being
from? You said basically 1 mil.
47.5 times 0.02 because you got your percentage to a decimal. Now, if you round it, it will become 1.
Oh, so you're not paying attention then. So the back end deal is all the money that you get off of the what you call it set. So the total life of the total life of Precious got 63 mil. In the original forefront. So that means that it made an extra 20 mil off of the beginning, right? So the beginning it started off at 47.
All right, let's go.
Or 43, right?
Let's round it to 64 million. So times 0.2.
I already did that number. I told you it's 1.2
million. 1,280,000.
Which is exactly what I said. It's 1.2.
That's not a lot. That is
oh my God. That's greed talking on top of greed, bro.
But if you're experienced,
she ain't that experienced. How many movies she did before Precious? You said 01, 03, 05, 07. And then 09 she did Precious.
And she's doing another film for last year in 2003. What was it called?
No, so you said that she did a movie in 01, 03, 05, 07, 09 was Precious.
All the way to 2023.
No, sir. She got paid in Precious. Precious was in 2009.
Yeah, I didn't say she stopped.
So from 2001, you're talking about, she's an experienced actor. She's not an experienced actor in 2024 when in 2009, when she did Precious, she only had like 3-4 movies under her belt. She wasn't all that damn experienced. In 2009, she was a fucking intern. 2024, she's experienced. 2009, she had 4-5 of them under her belt, if that. And she got $1.2 million to talk on the camera for 10 hours. Plus 50 grand. And she talking about what the fuck she not gonna do. Be real, bro. Be real, bro. I know motherfuckers right now, they're getting paid $18 an hour, $16 an hour. And they boss will ask them to do some extra shit off the clock on their way to the car, and they'll do it. You telling me that this bitch got $1.2 million to talk on the camera for 10 hours, and all they asked you to do was show up a handful of extra places after the show was complete to brag about your success. which gets you publicity, gets you movie deals, gets you contracts, furthers your career, and your presence encourages more people to show up to the box office, where you get more money on the back end. Remember, we had that discussion about salary employees? Well, if I give you some of your money up front and the rest of your money on the back end, if your ass is supposed to do some extra shit to make sure that your money is higher than what it was supposed to be, then damn it, take your ass out there and go do it. Talking about what you not gonna do. Yeah, she unreasonable. She extremely unreasonable.
That's under people's opinion. So
no, that's everybody gonna say that that still make no damn sense because even Cat Williams said that that shit was stupid. That you bitching about how much money you getting paid when black folks were struggling in the movie industry trying to get up there, and you gonna sit over there and bitch when your career just started. Yeah. So Cat Williams says specifically that these people complaining about their paycheck when they getting paid royalties on top of royalties when they bitching with their egos instead of just accepting the fucking money. So yeah, she was being unreasonable.
No, she didn't get no royalties.
Yes, she did. She wasn't satisfied with what she got. Back end deal is royalties. Back end deal mean your ass still get money. Yes, it is. No, the back end deal says that you got to stock. A back end deal say you got stock in this franchise. So that means as long as Precious is making money, boo boo, you still getting paid for Precious after you stop doing Precious. You ain't even doing Precious no more. Precious still got another $20 million after you said fuck them, and you still getting money for it because the contracts say you still getting money for it. If you getting 2% from when you had the almost rounded up to 1 million the day that it hit the box office, the other $20 million that they got, you got you an extra 200 grand after Precious kept coming out. You got an extra 200 grand after you told Oprah what the fuck you not gonna do. You got an extra 200 grand. When all she asked you to do was just go around and wave to a few extra people so that 200 grand could have been an extra 400 grand after you already got $1 million, after you already got 50K. You was worth the 50K that you did in the goddamn movie. And then you got $1 million, and then you got another 200,000 after that, and you bitching? Fuck that shit. Let a motherfucker offer me an extra $100,000 on my goddamn $50,000, $70,000. I ain't complaining about shit. You asked me to do some stuff. Let motherfucker. Anybody right now watching the podcast right now, sit over here listening. If you working on yo do day to day, whatever, and they talk about some, I'ma give you less than minimum wage for this month, and next month you getting a percentage of sales from the company. Yo ass just got to show up and do the work. Nah, they ask you to pick up a couple extra shifts and no additional cost. You is not bitching because the back end justifies the position. You pick up a couple extra shifts, you work a few extra hours, you put in a little extra overtime. You might cover some shifts so that the other people don't do overtime because your bonus, your back end deal is that you're going to get shit tons more money on the back end when this shit is successful. They asked her to go out there and do some public appearances so that the show would be more seen and more wanted to be seen so that more money would come in so that Monique would get more money. And she bitched about it. Yes, she's unreasonable. Yes, she should be blacklisted for that. Yes, she should never get a job in Hollywood again, but she managed to find a way back in. But look at how hard that hurt her career. Yeah, she got them dividends on the back end. Yeah, she stood on principle, but she missed out on the potential to get another 20 to 40 extra movie deals had she just been a cooperative motherfucker and did what the fuck she was told to do, get her money on the back end, shake hands with some motherfuckers, line some motherfuckers' pockets so that they can promote her ass in the next goddamn movie. She could have been the next Catwoman. She could have been the next Bewitched. She could have been somewhere. She could have jumped in there with Queen Latifah and been on Set It Off. She could have done something if her raggedy ass wasn't blacklisted because she was too egotistical to get out there and go and earn her spot. When you earn your spot, you don't get paid to earn your spot. You earn your spot on pride and integrity, and then they pay you to keep your spot. Look at NASCAR drivers. The motherfuckers don't get paid when they first start out. They driving for free. You got to earn a sponsor by winning first before you got to put in work for nothing first to get the big bucks on the back end. So why she bitching about the fact that her back end pay came, but it wasn't what she thought it was going to be? They might have promised her way more back end money, but her cut of the back end money came and she wasn't satisfied with it, but she got more than 50K. So they did not ask her just to go out there and do all this extra work and everything like that, and all you getting is 50K. She got extra money on the back end. She just wasn't satisfied with it. But she wasn't acting right before the money came. It's not like they paid her what she was worth and then they asked her to do more stuff. She was entitled to getting what she was worth after she did what they asked her to do. So she was not going out there and shaking hands and waving at folks and all this other stuff for free. She was basically a salary employee where they said the rest of your money coming after you shake these hands in these different locations. Go to these box offices where your movie is being promoted and promote yourself, because that's going to put more money in your pocket on the back end. Fuck you, pay me for it. Bro, your money is coming after we sell the tickets. I don't care, pay me for it. That's greed, bro. That's unreasonable. It's unconscionable. She should be ashamed of herself. And Nas a millionaire. She could donate money to charity. Nah, she could have gave her time for free then. So yeah, they blacklisted her and it fucked up her career for a good grip. That's what stupidity gets you. Trying to tell me.
So you said the person that's starring the show should get paid more, right?
No. I said the person that's the star of the show should have more pull in what the fuck they will or will not do in the show. That's what I said.
Okay. So the person that's supposed to have more pull, even though she made the book, made the movie, so that can be possible, why does she have to get paid less than everybody else?
That was her choice.
No, that was not her choice. Gabrielle says in her book she earned about 30,000 from Precious, and it went fast. She used it to pay off her Crunch gym debt.
Yep.
By the time Oscars season came around, she was walking alongside the world's famous actors
Yep.
and actresses on the red carpet
Bim.
with zero money in the bank.
There it is. Because
So
she
someone
signed on
that
for
made
fame,
that
not
movie,
money. She signed on for fame, not money.
someone that starred in the movie is supposed to have more pull in it to say what does it,
What
what
she's
doesn't.
not going to do in the movie, not how much money, oh, I should get X, Y, and Z. She ain't bitching that Monique made $20,000 more than
She's
her.
bitching now. She's bitching about only making 30,000. 30,000 off of a 60, and she doesn't even get the back end deal that Monique did.
So
She
now you're
has
trying
to.
to
She
so
has
you're
to
trying to
do.
justify Monique. The topic of
No, you
discussion
said. No,
is
hold on,
that
let me. No,
Monique.
no.
The
Let me.
topic of discussion is
Let
that
me finish.
Monique. The topic of discussion is that Monique is saying that they're spreading rumors about her for being unreasonable and hard to work with, and you're going to justify that by saying, oh, some random person that was a star of the show that probably did not have whatever alleged clout that Monique had at that time, that they didn't get as much as Monique and they deserve to get more because they're the star of the show, and oh, it ain't fair, and blah blah squad squad say. What we talking about is the fact that Monique bitching and she got paid more than the main star. So why is Monique bitching when she already got $20,000 more than the main star and she got $1.2 million after the show aired? Why did she not show up to the box office like she was told to do without having to get extra money? That's what we're talking about. When you change the subject and try to say, oh, well, I'm not going to try to justify Monique no more. I'm going to talk about the main star. I want to talk about this other woman that got even less than Monique. But Monique is the one bitching about the fact that they asked her to go somewhere without giving her extra money to go do that. And Monique want to bitch about the fact that they asked her to go there. You got paid 20 grand more than the next bitch, and you're gonna sit over here and say that you deserve even more than that to go show up somewhere. You got extra 20
Because you
grand.
lowballer. You did they ask her the same stuff? Show up to the
Did they?
for us
Did
to
they?
probably
Did
not
they?
because her name's not known.
Did
And you
but
got
but
someone
but
that is known.
so what
Someone
you're
that
telling
is
me is
known,
that
but
the
you
person
didn't
that
tell them
was known
before.
got more money,
The
so
only
that means
time
that
that
you
she's
do more
here
stuff.
is on the red carpet. Like I said, that's the only
So
time
you
when you
got
see her.
more stuff. You got more stuff because you had more popularity than the other
You got
person on the
more
show.
notoriety, and you should get
And
the
and
stuff
you're
that
telling me that
skills
you just
that you
so
have
now
gained
you're
and
entitled to
worked on,
even
the
more. So
experience that you
all
went
of these
through,
broke folks
and you're
that is
telling me
getting
you
paid money, you're
because
gonna try to
you're going to
say
give
that
$50,000 to the
everybody
back
is
end deal that you
entitled
probably
to
did not even
even
make money
more
for,
money,
and then
bro. If 20
you
out of
asking for
you're
that
taking 10
part
million
of that
off
back
the
end
top
money
for overhead,
or a
and after
piece
you
of
take
that
the
money
10
that you
million
guys
off the
paid
top for the overhead,
over
you're gonna sit there and try to
the
say
years,
that
and you're
you're
saying
entitled
no.
to even more money. It makes absolutely no sense that you're gonna tell me that you are over the you're more paid than everybody else. And if every person is getting a million, it makes absolutely no sense why you're trying to give 63 people $40 million. You can't do it. Monique just got 1.2 million. You already took 10 off the top out of the total 63 out the entire existence of the movie. You only got 50 left to pay motherfuckers. Monique just got 1.2. That puts you at 49. You still got other cast members that you got to pay. And you sitting over here bitching about the fact that, oh, Monique specifically got more money than other people in the cast, and she still wanted more to show up to the box office and shake hands. That makes no damn sense. That makes no damn sense. You greedy.
You can say it all you want, but
No, that's the truth.
that's up to them because we don't.
No,
All
that's
we're
up to
doing is
us
just
because we're the
speculating.
one doing the show about it. It's not up to them. It's up to us. We're the one doing the
It's
show about it.
unfair.
And I'm saying that she's
You should.
fucking greedy
I
because she
what
already
my
got
point
paid more than
was you
everybody
shouldn't
else,
be going
and
around
she got
telling
extra
people
money on the back end.
unless
So
you were
what they said was because you got clout, we're gonna give you 50K right now because that's all we got, which is 20K more than the other girl, and we're gonna give you extra money on the back end because of your reputation. Nah, all I need you to do is go to the box offices and sign some shit and shake some hands
That's
and
not even
promote
half
the
a
shit.
million.
What is you talking about? $1.2 million is enough.
I'm talking about the 50,000. It's not even half a million.
50,000 up front, you getting paid after the movie
And
sell.
she's still saying she didn't get that part of the deal either. The back end deal.
No, she said that the
If
back end
she
deal
did get
wasn't
that part,
enough. She didn't say that they didn't pay her. She never said they didn't pay her. She said it wasn't enough. So she expected more. So she's not saying that they didn't give her the money that she was entitled to. She's saying that what they gave her wasn't enough based on her expectations. But we understand on this show on a daily basis for the last 10 months, we talk about how women got unrealistic expectations already. So she thought she was supposed to get 10 because they made 60 total and they only gave her one. She gonna feel like she didn't get enough. But you got 1.25, and that's more than enough in 2009. Especially when black folks were struggling trying to get into the movie game. They struggling trying to get up there. They got to pay all these people. They got to pay all the insignificant people that you don't even pay attention to. The one that's doing your clothes, the costume artists and stuff. The ones that's bringing your food. The one that the motherfuckers that's feeding you and shit. The people that's parking your car and shit. The rental companies and all this other shit. They got to pay for all that shit. That shit ain't free. The money going somewhere. They didn't have profits like talking about it. They got to pay investors because somebody fronted them that $10 million. They didn't have that $10 million and say, oh, I'm just going to throw $10 million at this shit. They have to borrow against a stone. Then they got to pay the investors back. Then they granting you extra money on the back end after the shit sell. Then when the shit sell, you want to sit over here and get mad. 55 people got their hand in the pot and everybody's supposed to get extra. And the motherfucker didn't make 150 mil. So everybody can't get 10 mil. If they made a promise you thinking that, oh, well, Precious is going to be a $500 million box office hit and you're going to get your 10 million on the back end. And she said, oh, bet, I'll sign on for that. Then when she signed on for it and all they gave her was 1.2, she ain't satisfied. That don't mean that she didn't get what she was entitled to. That mean that she wasn't satisfied. She ain't said they didn't pay her. She said they didn't pay her enough. So she got everything she was supposed to get. She ain't suing them for not paying her. She ain't suing them for breach of contract. She's saying they didn't give her enough, which means she wanted more, even though she was the highest paid cast member from what you telling me. She was the highest paid cast member, and she got reserves on the back end. The star of the show didn't get reserves on the back end. And this bitch was the bitch that was asked to go around and do shit, quote unquote, for free. Nah, ho, you had goddamn salary on the back end. You were supposed to get way more money to do more shit. That's why they asked you to do more shit. Because you had more money coming to you. They didn't ask the other motherfucker that ain't had nothing else coming to them to do more shit. That motherfucker did a $37,000 worth of work and she would sat herself down. You did $50,000 worth of work with a guaranteed another $1 million plus more dollars worth of money to come to you. Your ass came and got your money. So they wanted you to go and shake hands and do whatever the fuck else you had to do so that 1.4 million would have been 2.5 million, 6.8 million. Get out there and go earn your money. That's like being a hourly wage, half a minimum wage, where you getting commission and you get paid off the rest of the shit that you do. Get your ass out there and go make that money. Make that money for me and make that money for you. And she gonna sit over there and talk about what the fuck she not gonna do. No, she is unreasonable. And they should have blacklisted her. They should have blacklisted her. Because guess what? In 2024, everybody's doing the back end deal now. So all the celebrities is getting a little bit of money up front. And everybody's getting the unguaranteed, unspecified back end deal where, depending on how good this movie does, you're gonna get more than what you would have got if I would have paid you up front by the hour. So she was in the beginning of back end deals in 2009, and now in 2024, everybody getting the back end deal. So guess what? The next movie Monique in gonna be a motherfucking back end deal. And if her ass is in there with a bunch of high rated stars, the bitch will make some money. So she's supposed to be grateful. She's supposed to appreciate, but she's not. She's greedy, and that's why she is unreasonable, and everything they're saying about her is true. It's not a rumor. It is a fact. Because she got paid everything she was owed. She just wished she could have got more. But a back-end deal that's giving you a percentage of projected sales does not guarantee you a fixed amount of money. It gives you an estimate. And if the box office does less than your estimate, you get less than what you expected, and you're going to be disappointed in that. But that's partly your fault because you didn't go to the box office and shake hands and do press conferences and promote the show. She, like I said before, 2.5 hours ago, she would have had more respect from me if she had some trauma shit that was going on and she could not perform a certain situation in the movie. That's the reason why she couldn't do that stuff. And oh well, we're gonna let that slide because she had a dark past. If that was the case, yeah, I say fair enough, ma'am. Fair enough, ma'am. Because we got people talking about something. I don't want to play the role of a crackhead, so I'm not gonna replay Smokey on next Friday. We got people talking about something. I don't want to smoke on a TV show, so I'll eat these Skittles. She say, well, I don't want to be in the abuse video. It bring back bad memories. Fine, but you say that you getting $1 million plus on the back end off this $63 million deal. You talking about something you're not gonna show up and shake hands and turn that million into 2 million? You're being unreasonable. You're being uncooperative. You're being overly difficult. Don't want to work with you no more. And anybody I know, I don't want them to work with you no more neither. You're blacklisted. You're done. You're finished. Your ass is fired like Vince McMahon. I ain't playing no games. Because at the end of the day, you got to scratch backs around here. That's what you got to do. You got to scratch backs around here. It's called doing motherfuckers favors. And the fact that she has stocks in the production, everything you do, you're going to get paid for. You just want even more. That's greed. If I'm the CEO and founder of this company, I'm getting paid off of the effort that I put in. Am I going to tell you that you got to give me money so that I can do shit that needs to be done so that the shit can get done so that I can make some money? Or should I not just get my ass up and go get the goddamn work done so that I can make some money? I believe that I should get up off my ass and get that work done so I can make some money. Because if I don't put the work in, I don't get paid, do I? Or if I get paid, I don't get paid as much. So no. Her behavior don't make no sense. It's unjustifiable. She shouldn't have done it. She should have known better. And because she didn't, That's why she got blacklisted. That's why all the other women is doing 40, 50, 60, 75 shows, 75 different movies, and all she got was 20. She lucky she got them 20 because she ain't that good of an actor. But goddamn it, Kevin Hart ain't had no problem going where they told him to go, doing what they told him to do. And he done got 50-something movies in the same period of time it took for her to get 20-something movies. So it just goes to show you that her fucked up ass attitude, they wasn't putting up with that shit. But Kevin Hart had no problem with getting the job done. 40 out of 50 movies he's in because they told him to do it. 5 or 10 of them motherfuckers he do because he feel like it. But he living that life though. He ain't got to try hard. He just got to speak loud and bounce around like a jumper bean. She got to struggle to get a deal. And I don't blame Tyler, because I mean, at this point, Tyler should be reaching menopause. I still be mad after what happened, because you know women don't let stuff go. So if I was Tyler, I'll still be mad from 2009. Every time I see Monique, I'd be trying to take my earrings off and all this. Bad Girls Club. Shoot. Highest played black person in the goddamn movie. You asking for more. Fuck wrong with you? And we in the same conversation, we talking about professionals that will take a pay cut for the success of the group. And she demanded more. The highest paid person in the group. And she wasn't even a lead. And she get paid more than that's okay. What else you got? What else you got?
All right, from continuing from the Shannon Sharpe part. So Cat Williams was throwing shade practically to almost everybody in the Hollywood industry, and Tyler Perry was one of those people. And so they continue to oh shit. So during that situation, Tyler Perry and Oprah didn't like that situation, so they asked him to ask Shannon, hey, can you not show that part or cut that part out? He said, no, it was good, and he got I think that interview was the highest amount of views he got out of all of his podcasts. When he had Steve Harvey on that show, he had, let's see who else. He had Cool J. He had Chad Ochocinco. He had many people on his broadcast. Cat Williams was the highest one that he got, and I think he said that was the highest one he had earned during that time.
Yeah,
And
because Cat Williams the most famous one, even though he don't have nearly as many movies as everybody else outside of his comedy shows.
aren't Steve Harvey and Cat Williams both like equally famous?
No.
Mm.
That's one of the things that Cat Williams talked about.
Mm. Even though he respects Steve Harvey,
He
but he
calls
talked
Steve
about
Harvey one of the gatekeepers. So why would Cat Williams and Steve Harvey be equally famous if Steve Harvey's a gatekeeper to Cat Williams?
because they're both comedy kings.
No, that wouldn't
And
make him a gatekeeper to Cat Williams, because that would be that if he's one of the founding fathers of the something or other, he's a founder. A
because on
gatekeeper
the show,
means that he's a bouncer that allows certain people in under certain conditions, and Cat wasn't trying to meet them conditions, so the gatekeeper didn't let him in.
and even Cat Williams even said he has much respect over him, and he said that he helped started most of the stuff that they were doing uh, during a voice
Which means
voice
that Cat Williams'
before he didn't like
popularity
what he did.
is
Yeah.
his career is not as prestigious as Steve Harvey's, which means that Cat Williams has to answer to Steve
He
Harvey
didn't say
to
that.
get to
He
get. And
didn't
he
say that.
did say that when he said that Steve Harvey is one of the gatekeepers, and he didn't want to do certain
That's
stuff
just a statement.
because
Doesn't
as
mean
a
he said,
man
"Oh, my
that
career
he
is
said
better than his."
A gatekeeper is the person who got more power and authority and control over your shit than you do. So you can't tell me that Cat Williams got more clout than Steve Harvey, and Steve Harvey can control whether or not Cat Williams gets a movie deal. That make no sense. If Cat Williams is that damn famous, if that damn good, he's like Will Smith. He can punch you in the mouth and still get a movie deal because he got more reputation than you do. You ain't nobody, so he can hit you in the face because you ain't shit. But you can't tell me that the reverse would have happened where Chris Rock or Chris Tucker could have slapped the shit out of Will Smith and they could have kept being seen on TV. They would have got a movie deal right after that. People would have said, "Nah, we ain't gonna work with you, bro. You too violent." Because the Will Smith's prestige is higher than that man's prestige. Cat Williams' prestige is not as high as Steve Harvey's prestige because Steve Harvey opened the door for Cat Williams. So Steve Harvey being a gatekeeper means that Cat Williams got to answer to Steve Harvey, and Cat Williams choose to do his own thing and not answer to Steve Harvey. So he's not going to do the shit that Steve Harvey may ask him to do in order for him to get the kind of fame that Steve Harvey got. He's content with the fame that he got because it's more than what he expected, and he don't need to be trying to be out there like Monique asking for all this extra shit on top of what he got. Just take what he got and be grateful because he could have not got that. That's what he was talking about when right after he came on after Monique, talking about how they got folks up there just bitching and complaining about the money they got when they getting paid off black folks and ain't really have all that damn money. He said all that in the same show. I seen the show. That's why I know what I'm talking about. That's what I'm trying to tell you. No, they don't have the same fame level. They don't have the same fame level because Steve Harvey been in comics for 20, 30 years, maybe longer than that. Then he was on TV longer than that. He had a talk show radio host on top of that. All that he got going on. He is a household name. He got a clothing line and everything. Okay. Cat come out of nowhere on Friday and started making a name for himself after Friday. Ain't nobody even know who the hell Cat Williams was before Friday. Ain't nobody knew who Cat Boondocks and the pimp named Slipback ain't know who the fuck he was until after Friday. So his career is not nearly as long as Steve Harvey's, which means that Steve Harvey got a lot more pull in the movie industry. He's done a lot more movies. He's done a lot more deals. He's done a lot more TV shows. He done a lot more talk show hosts. So he got more connections. He can call some motherfuckers that he's good friends with, that he did good business with, that he may have made some extra sacrifices for along the way, so that he can open doors for people like Monique and Cat Williams and Kevin Hart. So then if he asks you to do some stuff that is beneath your integrity, Kevin Hart will do it and he get that money. So while Kevin Hart might not be as funny as Cat, Kevin Hart got more movies than Cat. Kevin Hart got more TV shows than Cat. Kevin Hart is seen in TV more than Cat. Outside of Cat's Netflix situation and his comedy specials, Kevin Hart got more things going on than Cat Williams. But Cat Williams still got plenty of money to take care of his family with money left over. He don't got to work hard. He ain't got to stress. He ain't got to struggle. He don't owe nobody. He content. And he ain't trying to compromise himself to get more. That's the difference. So that don't, just because he got respect for Steve Harvey's illustrious career because he's a founder, don't change the fact that he still believed that Steve Harvey will ask you to do some shit that you don't want to do. And just because Tyler Perry would do it, that's her. She can do whatever she want to do. But Cat Williams not going to do that shit. And when it come down to Shannon, since you wanted to talk about Shannon and everybody trying to shut down Shannon, it ain't everybody. It's just two females. You already know, first of all, these females will always be trying to shut a man down because a man is successful. So you already just know that once the man started coming up, especially when two men got on a podcast, start talking about some shit, you already know that some females going to come out the back end and they're going to start trying to shut some stuff down. So when Oprah and Tyler came up there, they start trying to shut some of these down. There it is. Yeah. And they doing it out of spite. They're not doing it because he said nothing wrong. They're not doing it because Monique said nothing wrong. They doing it because these people said they didn't like the way they was being treated. They didn't like the way they was being talked to. They didn't like the shit they was asked to do, and they didn't feel like they had to do that shit. Monique was wrong, but Cat Williams was right. Monique got an extra $1.5 million on the back end. She should have did that shit. Cat stand on principle.
And so Cat Yeah, Cat Williams just unleashed a whole bunch of stuff about the Hollywood industry, and some people didn't like it. Some didn't reach out to shit. He didn't some people didn't go forward with what complain about what he said, but others like Oprah and Tyler, they just let their actions do their talking and try to shut down Club Shay Shay. I'm like, there's no reason for that. If you get mad, go get mad at Cat Williams. He's the one that said all that stuff. There's no reason for you to go after a guy that just let him talk on the stream.
I don't see why not. They went after Uncle Ben's and Aunt Your Mama. Why not go after Shannon Sharpe?
Because it's not really worth it.
Aunt Your Mama ain't do nothing to you, and neither did Uncle Ben's, but they got rid of both of them.
That's them. This is
no, it's the same. It's the same. People in power that do what they want because they can.
And that shouldn't be the case. They shouldn't be. And if you do that, you're just proving the point. What Cat Williams said, y'all gatekeeping the industry.
Yep.
And that's something that shouldn't be. If I hear that type of stuff, I don't even want to be famous. If someone's trying to go after me,
famous.
Posting up my stuff,
I'll be famous. You come after me. If you shut me down, you shut me down. But if I make enough money before you shut me down to make money doing something else, I make money doing something else. But one thing I won't do is take people that's on the terrorist watch list and put them up on my podcast, and they're going to complain about YouTube not being fair and not broadcasting my freedom of speech. Well, sir, if they banned him off of here, then why the fuck would you put him on your show? You asking for trouble.
Watch list that was on the show.
Andrew Tate.
Yeah.
Andrew Tate was on the terrorist watch list, and then Andrew Tate went to Fresh and Fit, and then right after that, Fresh and Fit went off the air. And then Fresh and Fit gonna say, "Oh well, YouTube is being biased because we're talking about the same thing that everybody else is talking about, and they just targeted us. They didn't target you; they targeted Andrew Tate. You just put him on your show, and you got banned by association."
Yeah, that's not smart. That's not really.
Because we're talking about the exact same topic that you're talking about on TikTok. We're talking about it on YouTube, and they're not banning us because Andrew Tate is not on here. And you will not be on here because we don't want to get banned like you got banned. That's how that works. People who get blacklisted, but do you understand? That's what the fuck happened to Monique. People who got blacklisted is not going to get got by nobody else because they say, oh, well, we don't want her in anybody else's movies. So if I'm going to do business with you, you can't do business with her. That's what happened. So her career got stifled because of her ego. Shannon Sharpe ain't do nothing but exercise his freedom of speech, but they want to say, oh, well, don't put our dirty laundry on the air is basically what he's saying. But bro, the world already seen it, so ain't nothing else I can do. It's good business. I'm not gonna not get paid for you. You're not paying me as much as what I'm getting paid to air it. So you got to pay me more than what they're paying me to air it, so that I don't air it. That's called hush money. And if you're not gonna hush me up with the money, then I'm gonna let everybody hear it. I'm gonna let everybody see it.
And plus, you're blaming him for doing nothing, just letting him talk.
That's right.
Said it on his show that he is not a journalist. He's just a listener. He listens to what people do, and they be open with him. That's why during that podcast, that lasted for 2.5 hours. It's because Cat Williams was comfortable with what he's saying. He didn't know what he was talking about, what he was going to say, but he just out and say. He even studied. Cat Williams studied his previous interviews and talked about them before he get into that one.
But he took his time and did his research before he got on a podcast and started talking about it. So he ain't had to Google no shit during the live podcast. He just came out. He said, look, I already know. I done seen it. I done done it. I didn't talk to, I didn't interview, and this is the information that I got. And based on what I know, this is why we going through what we going through. And Shannon can't do nothing but listen, because it's not Shannon's job to sit here and ask questions. He's not going to lead the witness. He's not going to ask them for specific stuff for them to jump out of nowhere and try to prove that a certain thing is going a certain way. He just want to know what the fuck going on. Tell me what's going on with you in your career. And Kat start talking about all the shit that's going wrong in the industry. Well, shit, that's not what I thought you was going to talk about, but all right, go ahead, run with it. And it turned out that everybody wanted to know. And then just when you thought that the shit couldn't get any worse, did he go down for the exact same shit that Kat said is motherfuckers is gonna get in trouble for this
He
shit.
told that stuff too.
Y'all gonna keep acting around ass and fucking around and doing the stuff that y'all not supposed to do, and y'all are gonna start getting in trouble for this shit. And as soon as he finished pointing out that certain people are doing too much in their personal lives, he ain't say what it was. He said certain people are doing too much stuff in their personal lives and they know who they are. And he said that y'all need to cut that bullshit out because y'all are going to go down. And after he said that, people started going down. Now they're talking, but he ain't snitched like 6ix9ine. He just said, look, y'all, we doing too much. We're doing too much. The wrong people are watching us. We need to get out the spotlight. We need to stop doing stuff, because if we don't stop doing stuff, we are going to get in trouble for it. And they did not listen. And because they did not listen, they started going down. Now, it ain't even just a rant. The show ain't even a rant. Now the show is a testimonial of future events. Because he's telling y'all doing too much too often. And because of that, y'all gonna get shut down. And now that you're shut down, now how do you feel about the I told you so? But Monique got the same experience. She doing too much and she got shut down. Bitch, her ass ain't do that no more. Now motherfucker tell her to walk that red carpet, that bitch out there every goddamn day. Even when the carpet ain't even out there. She helping them roll the carpet out there just to make sure that she get her money. She rolling the carpet up in the rain just to make sure that she get her money. Because when you famous, you get paid because of who you know, and you only know the people that you're seen with, the people that you talk to, and you only going to get paid based on association. So if you don't associate with people that people want to get to know, where they got to call you to get to that person, you ain't shit. She not going to become a gatekeeper if she don't know how to kiss some ass.
I don't think she wants to be a gatekeeper.
She demanded more millions in 2009. She wanted to be something that she wasn't valued as. She wasn't worth the back end pay to begin with, in my opinion.
I have to see the film because I didn't watch that film. I didn't find it interesting.
No, I don't have to see the film. I don't have to see the film. You worth the $50,000 they paid you. You wasn't worth the back end pay they offered you on the back end.
I don't know.
You wasn't worth the extra. You wasn't worth the and the reason why is because you didn't promote the show. You got back end revenue because of how popular the show was supposed to be, because your ass was in it. So you supposed to promote the show. You didn't promote the show. You don't deserve shit. If you told me I had a fixed amount off of doing this podcast, but I'm going to get revenue off the podcast on top of that, and then I got to go just advertise the podcast somewhere else, I would be out there telling everybody. I'd be standing outside the Walmart with a hyperlink, just zooming at the motherfuckers, and NFC and motherfuckers. They would be getting hit at their cash register so that I could get the extra dividends. You don't understand her mentality of self-entitlement. Her actions was equivalent to commission-only work, where you had to do the work first, like a door-to-door Verizon salesman, like a door-to-door Aflac salesman.
This is my thing with it. I could see where she's coming from because she got paid a lot from her other films. The least amount of money she got paid for was when she had to do the voice of penguins, where there was like a bunch of comedians that's voicing over penguins, and she got like $6,000 for it. So she's not. That's just for her to be okay with getting paid $6,000 for just talking on through the mic, and and then you got $50,000 just for making her go extra mile to go talk to people, making connections, even though all her other films were almost past $1 million.
Okay, so let's go back to that.
And
All of her other films are almost past $1 million of upfront pay.
well, they're not almost, they're past millions.
Up,
The highest one
up,
she ever got was from the box office sales, was
upfront,
53 million.
upfront pay, mostly. She had a back office deal where they promised her the idea of making that much money because of box office sales. The show didn't sell as high as they thought it would. She did not get as much as she wanted. So she was disappointed at the amount that she got because other places wanted to pay her more. So her greed fucked up her career. Just because a woman get paid a large quantity of money a handful of times don't mean that she's worth that money. You're only worth as much as somebody's willing to pay you. But when you're dealing with somebody that has ambition, when you're dealing with somebody that has drive, and you're dealing with somebody that has a vision, you might have to grind for free a little bit. You might have to pay into the pot a little bit to get that vision to the multi-million-dollar vision so that you can get them royalties. She had a sense of entitlement where she should just have to show up, say her lines, and get her money and be on to the next one. The millions of dollars that she got from her backdoor deal, on top of the references that she would have ended up with from being a positive influence on the success of the show, would have gave her many, many, many more contracts. Where if you think about the 20 plus movies that she did not get in comparison to other female actors, where she could have made $1 to $5 million per movie for the other 20 something million, the other 20 other videos that she wasn't in. She could have made another 40 to $100 million by being networked to make up for the fact that they couldn't give you as much as you thought you was worth, but you did extra for us. That is what I'm telling you from the beginning of the show when I said sometimes you just got to give a little extra. They might not have it all for you, like Ice Cube didn't have it all for the cast, but they might be able to say, yeah, he's great to work with. He's a great actor, this, that, the third. You want him for this role, blah, blah, blah. Then they call him, put him on the tape, and he just made $4 million. I might not be able to give you what you was worth off of my show, but I might be able to recommend you to somebody who can give you what I couldn't give you and put more money in your pocket while you looking for a job right now. Because what you also got to understand is that actors are subcontracted. They do not have a job every day. They have a job once a year, once every 3 years, and they only doing it for the couple of months that show is airing. And outside of that, they got to live off of the residuals of that money. Her ass once in 2001, once in 2003, living off of her 2001 money until 2003, 2005, living off of her 2003 money until 2005, 2009, she living off of her 2005 money to 2009, and then she gonna tell you what the fuck she not gonna do. She running out of money. Then you blacklisted for a decade. Now you living off of pennies, doing TV shows and whatever the fuck you can do to bring in money because you ain't got no money coming in no more. Whose fault was that? If you would have scratched a couple backs, went to a couple events, shook some hands, waved some folks, Oprah would have promoted you to everybody. Tyler would have promoted you to everybody. And if them two women got your back, you would have got in the dough everywhere. Between the Broadway shows that Tyler Perry was doing when she took people around the country, and all of the stuff that Oprah was doing when she took people around the world, you would have had big connections with them too. And you burned a bridge with two of the most successful black people in the movie industry. I'm going to say that's unreasonable. I would not have burned that bridge. If they would have told me to go to Publix and go get them donuts in a hurricane, I would have done it. And brought it back without messing none of the frosting up on the donuts. I would have done it. Because after that, do you know who I am? I know Oprah. I know Tyler Perry. I'm going to make a call. I got pulled now. Tyler, remember that one time that I did all that work for you for little or nothing? Hook me up. Oprah, remember that one time that I did all that work for you, little or nothing? Hook me up. Send me to somebody if you ain't going to give me some money. She unnecessarily burned the bridge out of ego, bro. You can't make that make sense. Sometimes you got to take a little less in the beginning so that you can get a lot on the back end. Sometimes, like this podcast, you got to do a little something for nothing right now so that you can get a bunch in the back end. So you can't sit over here talking about where's my cut in the beginning. Fuck you, I ain't doing it. Pay me in the beginning. Then you get cut out in the beginning. Then in the back end, when the back end is big, oh, where's my cut? You ain't do your hair to get your cut. We asked you to go to the box office. You said no. Your name on the goddamn billboard. You ain't even there to shake the hands of the fans. The motherfuckers came for you. Not Gloria. You ain't even show up. Fuck you mean? So yeah, I'm gonna say that she's I'm still say she's unreasonable. I'm gonna say that Shannon just got to deal with these women till they get off their menopause. But once they get off their menopause, they're gonna leave Shannon alone. Just like The Simpsons, Shannon gonna be able to run everybody else through the mud because that's what his show is about, is letting the truth come out. And whoever want to say whatever they want to say can say it on the show. He's gonna let the truth come out. So if you don't want, like TMZ, if you don't want to be caught with your pants down in the back alley with a female with an Adam's apple and junk bigger than yours, then look, don't do it. Don't do it. Because if they end up on Shannon's show, Shannon gonna have everybody out there. Now, Shannon hurt because a lot of his cast that he had lined up didn't show up because you just don't burn bridges with Oprah and Tyler. But that don't mean that Shannon not gonna have a bunch of other people on the show. And them other people that had backed out originally, they're gonna double back and be on the show later about something else, not about this. When their careers are safe, they'll be able to double back. Maybe even highlight the reason why they didn't come the last time. Because they had a little bit of pressure from the powers that be without naming who those powers are. But it is what it is. That's showbiz. If you work for yourself, you don't got to do shit that you don't want to do. But in order to work for yourself, you got to do shit that other people won't do to make yourself successful. It is what it is. That's capitalism. What do you got, Mr. Pibbs?
All right. So thank you for your opinion and your insight about it. But my opinion is still the same.
Okay.
For a reason being, you asked, you did the film, you worked with the people, you okay with the $50,000 because your friend asked you to do that for you, and you were okay with it. But then they ask you to do more that's beyond your capabilities. You said no. Should have been fine. Water on the bridge. Okay, we'll have somebody else do it. But you guys wanted to say no. Screw that. I'm going to go ahead. We're going to go ahead and blacklist you because we don't deal with people that say no.
Yep.
We want yes people. We
Yep.
want puppets, and
Yep.
that's what she didn't want. Xander
Mm.
said everyone needs to say yes so you can get your way through the door, get your foot in the door. That's true. Yes, if you're starting out.
There
She
you go.
didn't start out. She's has been doing, like we said, 20 movies. Yeah, it's not a lot to do compared to other veteran.
Oh, correction. From 01 to 09 was like 4 movies. So yeah, she was just starting out.
12, so let's see, 09 to
2001 to 2009. You only named like 4 movies she was in. So you was just starting out.
well, let's see. Most of them were in the same year. Hold on, I
So
can
she was
I
just
can
starting
tell you.
out.
Hold on. Let's see.
You told me she had 20 movies in the past 24 years, but she had 10 years in the
Let's see.
dark.
So let's put besides the Precious movie, one, two, three. One, two, three, four. I gotta see all of them.
4 between
Uh,
2001 and
because
Precious.
it's not sliding over. It's supposed to. Hold on. Okay, now I got it. Now, let's see. From before 2009. Let's see. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Oh, she was in another movie in the same year as Precious Steppin. 13 and 14,
Oh, you counting all kinds of stuff.
15, 16 and 17, 18, 19. Yeah, they were all in the same year. Most of these films were in the same year that she's been in. Mostly probably from some that were in cameos, and she's still getting paid for those. For those
You
now,
counted all of the movies in her career, bro. You didn't count her movies from
I'm
2001
counting
to
all the movies
2009.
before 2019.
You're not
We,
talking about not TV shows,
I'm not
just the
talking TV shows.
movies.
I can name all these movies for you. The Queens of Comedy, almost.
That's not a movie.
They count it as a movie.
That's not a movie. The Queens of Comedy is a comedy show. That's like Def Comedy Jam. That's not a
Okay,
movie.
Soul
I knew you was
Plane,
counting
Jesse
regular shit.
Hair Show, Blackbird, Shadow Boxer, Baby. Oh, she was in Baby Boy. I didn't even know she was in Baby Boy. Domino. Let's see. Three Strikes, Steppin', the movie. Uh, Half Past Dead. Robe. Let's see. That's Shaq's comedy show. Let's see. Sleuth.
Well, that was a
And
play. We got to double back and look at
behind.
actual movies.
Yeah, these are actual movies. Let's see.
Yeah, you're saying that.
I'm reading them. Oscars, Black Odyssey. What's this say? Hold on. Let's see. Oscars, Black Odyssey from Haiti to Haley. Let's see. This is a Stars film. So yeah, she's been in movies.
No. Oh, okay. So let me see what's going on here. So you've got 1, 2,
Alina.
3, 4, 5, 6,
Oh,
7.
almost forgot about Beer Fest and the Good Fences.
No, that's not a movie. That's a
Beer Fest. Beer Fest is a movie.
this is the one that's a comedy roast. So that's not the same. So that's a comedy series. That's the Oscars. So Dan Ball House Girl would be one movie. Uh Monique Behind Bars is not a movie.
No, I didn't count.
Uh
I didn't count Monique Behind Bars. I said
so
I counted
to this is comedy.
Odyssey,
That's
Black
Shaq's.
Odyssey.
This is comedy.
Oh,
And
and
then you
Haley
have
wasted it.
just saying half past dead, that's 2. And then you're talking about her voice on Fierce Penguin. She
Flight
wasn't
of the
in a
Penguins. Yeah.
movie. She wasn't in a movie. She was a voice, but whatever. You throw that in there. That's an actual movie. So
Irish
that's
Jam.
3, 4. And then Steppin' is 5. That's not a lot of movies.
Did you count Irish
But
Jam?
this is 2009 when Precious was born. So before Precious was done, that would not have been in there, which means that she would have been at 4. Because between 2001 and 2009, when they gave her the part, which be all the movies from 2001 to 2008.
All right, name the ones that you said. That was before 2009.
Let me get these because you because
So I'm
you're
gonna
going
name
off
down
of
the
the
movies
thing.
that were actually that she actually showed her whole body in.
That's
So
even less because
Batgirl, because you're not going
you're
hard
shutting out
Michael
you're
Caine
shutting
with
out the thing. You
Batgirl. Let's see. Um,
because you can't count the Queens of
oh,
Comedy. So
Welcome Home, Roscoe Jenkins.
you
That's
got the Soul Plane.
Soul
So that's
Plane
one movie.
and
Then you've
Roscoe
got the
Jenkins.
Roscoe Jenkins. That's two, and
Hair
then two can
Show.
play
That's
that
four.
game. So that's
Blackbird.
three.
Oh, wait,
What are
sorry,
you
not
talking
Blackbird.
about? No,
Shadow
hair.
Boxer.
What is
Bad
Hair
Girl.
Show? The so Shadow Box is definitely a movie. That's four. Because you got to double
Baby
check and
Boy.
make sure that these are not some of these are not a TV show, because we're looking at the difference between a TV show and an actual movie, because that was a whole see Hair Show is hold on.
That's a movie.
I had to make sure, because you be calling everything a movie just because it's in the list.
Because she was only in one TV show, and that was
She was in no,
when
because
she was
Def Comedy Jam is a comedy show. It's a TV show. Def Comedy Jam, TV
right.
show
And
on
then
MTV.
Domino.
So I'm at
And
5, and then
I think this one is actually a movie. Monique, I could have been your cellmate.
no,
Yeah, that actually is a
because
movie.
Beefer
Oh,
is
that's
2006 and
that's kind of like saying
2001,
Good
and
Fences.
Baby Boy, so that was 2001. And you said her debut in the movie was in 2001, so you're sitting over here calling Three Strikes, and Three Strikes was in 2000.
Three Stacks is in 2000. I didn't see that one.
What you're looking at
Um,
you're looking at movies that don't even show
because they're
her.
not
So
they
she was
didn't
in
organize them.
there.
They
So
just
she
put
was in there somewhere
hold on.
allegedly. And actually,
Newest
these are all hair shows. So let me see if
This is a lot better. Okay.
Monique
So the
movies.
very first movie she's been in, what is MO?
Okay, here we go. So according to this, she's got Three Strikes in 2001, The Queens of Comedy, that's a TV show. Baby Boy, that's a movie, so that's 2. Then Two Can Play That Game, that's a movie. Half Past Dead, that's a movie. On Sling. Good Fences, that's a movie, so that's 5. Soul Plane, and then Hair Show is looks like a oh yeah, that's a movie, so that's 6. And then she had the Shadow Boxer is a rated R movie, a Domino, so that's 8. So let me see, let me double check, make sure I got my count right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 with Domino. Irishman is 10, where she didn't really have no parts in none of these things. She was like a cameo in, because I don't even remember her in, and I watch all of these.
I was
Like
surprised
for real.
I was
Like
surprised that they said she was in Baby Boy. I don't even remember her being in Baby Boy, but they said
she
she
would,
was in that movie.
and she was too big for you not to miss her. So wherever the fuck she was in the background. But you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So
So and yeah,
hold
she's
on.
been
Let's look at, let's ask for, since you're asking the Google woman, let's ask the Google woman, Monique, major roles in movies. All right. Two Can Play That Game, Shadow Boxer, Soul Plane, Hair Show, and Precious. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4 before Precious, where she had a major role, not a cameo role, not an extra, not a behind the scenes person that was shaking hands and doing fluffs in the VIP room. A major role. She only had 4 of them between 2001 and 2009.
what did you type in Google? Major Monique major role.
Monique's major roles in movies. So you're gonna try to cross reference me. I don't know why. It makes no sense. My computer is up to date with Gemini, so I mean I could just literally talk to my computer and it'll tell me what's going on. But fact is, she's only got 4 major roles before Precious, which means that she was not a major anything outside of the Queen's Economy and her sitcoms with Sister Sister and Meet the Parkers and all that other shit. So you're looking at, and actually she wasn't even in Sister Sister, she was just in Meet the Parkers. But the fact is that 4 major movie roles, and Precious was supposed to be the next major movie role. And when you look at it, her career was over after that because she has now another movie role after Precious. Not a major role. She's got some side gig shit all the way up to 2024,
Well,
but
she
she
got a
ain't got no
role
major
now
roles.
in this one that came out, Deliverance, that she's
That's
playing in
not a
Sister
major
Sister.
role because it is said this is her in her
Because
career.
they
I
ain't
did
finished
not
making the movie yet.
I did not say in all times. I just said Monique major roles in movies, and it said that she only got 5, including Precious. So before Precious, she only had 4. After Precious, she got none.
Yeah,
Because
that's
if
when
they
they started the blacklister. So my point is that you went out of your way to blacklist somebody
high five
that probably could have gotten other probably more major roles
because you didn't do what you
on the
needed to do.
film. No,
Yep,
because you chose to use your power because someone chose not to do something
yep,
because she feel like it was unfair and
yep.
probably said politely, I cannot do that.
That's good
And
business.
they all just wanted to say, "Oh, to hell with you and your career. We're just gonna go ahead and shut it down." That's just
Yep.
me. That just means you just want to don't really care about someone's livelihood or their career,
Bro,
and
that's like somebody
that's just
firing you
you're
off of
just
a
being
rumor.
and that rumor cost somebody, and
That's
so
what that's that's business in
you're just
America.
being a bit. No, that's just you being a bigot. That's
No,
basically
a
it.
bigot. No,
You're
a
petty. So
bigot was somebody. A bigot is
need
somebody
to
who
get
makes a
everything
is
your way,
no.
and you
That is
yes.
that is
Let me
not a
finish. Let
bigot.
me finish. Let me finish. I let you
All right,
talk for the
all right.
whole show.
Let's let you go
You
ahead
let
and
you
pamper.
they let you pick. They let you say, "Oh, you have a choice," but really, it's not really much of a choice. You either you do it or you get royally screwed. And she chose not to do it because she didn't feel like she needed to do it or want to do it. And she probably said it politely, and they just took it way too far and said, "Oh, let's go out of our way and blacklist this lady." And then it was true too because the person that was supposed to be her friend came out and said, "I'm sorry that we blacklist you." And now they're clear. They don't even uh they put that under the bridge. But Tyler Perry or Oprah didn't even apologize
They
to her.
shouldn't.
They should because this
They
guy
shouldn't.
apologized because he knew that they what they did was wrong.
What they did was
They
professional.
even the deal that they said that she was supposed to get a back ended deal. It looked like she didn't get no money out of it because
She
if
didn't get
she
she
got
wasn't
money out of it,
satisfied with it because she admitted to
it would
getting it.
go. Let me finish. She it was show in the with her with her salary deal because she got paid salary $50,000 for that. That was salary. Now for so like Xander said, you gotta play the game, otherwise you're gonna get really steamrolled all through the
Yep,
industry.
that's right. And she got steamrolled because she
But
didn't play the game. That's good
also
business.
like Cat Williams said, do what you think is part of your integrity. If you're gonna wear a dress, then go wear a dress, but don't expect everybody else to wear that dress with you.
Hmm.
You
And
don't
if you're not willing to pay that, if you're
fight
not
for your
willing,
own integrity, and that's what your integrity is.
he
You
said that if you're not willing to pay the piper, then you gotta accept the fact that you're not going to be relevant.
yeah.
So
So
they're not bigots because bigots require people to have a strong antagonistic or prejudice against a specific group, a bias against the membership of a particular party. So they weren't
let
being
me
bigots.
rephrase. Let me rephrase. I
They
meant
were
to say
they were
petty people.
no they
I didn't. Let me take back bigot because that was the wrong term to say.
I,
They were very petty people.
I would say that she was more petty than they were petty because you're
They
looking
were
at
both
millions of
equally petty.
dollars.
They didn't have to go
If they were equally petty, then
over
she
and beyond
deserved to
and
be
say, "Oh, I
blacklisted
go ahead."
because if they were equally petty, then she deserved to be blacklisted because there are millions of dollars on the line, and her increased back pay is going to be based off of the success of the movie's promotions, and they're asking her to use her reputation to promote the movie that she is in so that she can make more money on the back end. If she is not going to cooperate with the process, and she had no other
They
major
were
roles of
already
relevance
making
outside of,
money off of the back
if
end,
she did
and
not
that's what they
have,
were trying to
no,
bring
they
up
wasn't, because
because
the complaint was
they
that
made
she was being asked,
47 million. That was it.
she was being asked to premiere on the thing before she got paid. So the back end was supposed to come after it hit the box office. They were asking her after she did the movie to go around and do stuff for free until she got paid, because they was paying. So when the movie premiered and did the
The
47
only
million,
reason why she
she
agreed
said
to the
no
back
before the
end,
movie premiered and
the
did the
only
47 million.
reason why she
She
agreed to
said
the back
no
end out of a
before
favor
they
for a
did she
friend.
did the 47 million. So they paid her anyway, even though she said no. And they her homeboy gonna come back and say, oh, he's sorry. Yeah, he's sorry. His sorry ass wasn't the one that was cutting the checks. He shouldn't have jumped on the bandwagon. But if they know that her
Well, he
reputation, if
shouldn't
she would
promise
have
her
did what
something
she
that
was
they're not
supposed to
going to
do,
give.
if she's well, he should not have put her in the movie because he knew how greedy she was.
No, because they were both
Yes.
friends.
Yep. And I
They were
know that
both
my
friends.
friend is
No,
too
because
goddamn
like
greedy.
I said, her lowest
My
point
friend
was
is not going to my
was
friend
about
is not going to take
achieving
a
the
low
title.
amount.
It's not about the money.
I know that my friend is greedy and my friend is not going to take a low amount. I'm not going to put my friend on a low paying job. I'm not going to promise my friend high pay on a low paying job, knowing that these people is not paying. So
Okay, if you know
you
your
put your
friend is
friend,
high,
on there. So he was supposed to apologize to her because he put her on something that she was expecting a bunch of money off of. She didn't get what she was expecting. But Oprah and Tyler did what they were supposed to do. That's part of the business. That's the shit that they had to do in order to get their shit out there back in them days, which is why they asked her to get out there and do that. And she said no, knowing that the contract said that all of the extra effort she putting into promoting the show will be in the royalties that she's going to get when the show hits the box office. So your money is written in stone based on the percentage you're supposed to get. You just need to get out there and promote it so that we make more sales when the shit hit the box. You ain't want to do it. You're still going to get your cut. You're not going to get as much because you ain't want to do it. But because you're being an asshole, I'm going to be an asshole with you, and I'm going to blacklist your ass because I got money, bitch. And now your career is over. So
and
all
that's right.
not a now another movie role, not a now another major movie role, because she had other shit that she was cameoed in, but not a now another major part was she in. And she wasn't the star in Precious. She wasn't the star in pretty much any of them. But the fact is that the closest that she got to be, so Hair Show was the only one that she was a major front
Fat
runner
girls,
on.
fat girls,
Hair Show was the
fat
one that
girls.
she was the major movie. Fat Girls is not a movie.
Yes,
Hair
it is.
Show was the major. No, it's not.
Yes, it is. Look up Fat Girls. It's a movie.
Fat Girl, she was not the major. Oh my
She was
god.
the lead role in it because she was
Oh my
dating the
god.
this one big buffy uh muscle guy.
Oh my god. So Hair Show is the only major movie
Fat
that
Girls
she
full
is
movie.
in. Hair Show is the only major movie that she was in between the time that she started and Precious. And that was the last time that she was able to get big like that in 2004. Because Soul Plane, she was one of the flight attendants. She did not have a major part. She wasn't the only character that the camera was following around all the time. She wasn't a co-star. The movie was about her character. Now, when you go talk about Fat Girls, if the camera was focused on somebody other than her, she was a co-star. So while she might have been a primary character, she wasn't the major character. She wasn't the Toretto of the fuck. She wasn't the Paul Walker of the movie. Okay? There's a difference. There's a difference between being a co-star and being the main star. When you're a co-star, you're one of the best on the roster. When you are the star, you are the best on the roster. And the only time that you see that is Hair Show, not Fat Girls. So before Precious, the only time she was primary, because she wasn't primary on Who Can Play That Game. She wasn't primary on Shadowboxer. She just had important roles in that. She was partially got the attention of the group because she was on Soul Plane as one of the flight attendants that was winding people up and acting a fool before they got on the plane and acting a fool while they was on the plane. But it was primarily about Snoop. Hair Show was her first and last. It's about her. And then Precious, she wasn't the primary. She was just one of. She was the third most important person in that movie. So again, on her way up to becoming a headliner all the time, she burned bridges with the people that would have put her there. So no, she was unrealistic. You cannot tell me that your boss is unrealistic because they ask you to do extra work that'll put extra money in your pocket on the back end. You as the worker are unrealistic because you believe that you're entitled to, because you got experience and they should pay you for all of this extra experience when you do not have the reputation to support your experience. And now you got a bad reputation with me, and I'm a multi-millionaire, and I'm the one that's going to talk to all of the millionaires and tell the millionaires what I think about you. And then their decision on whether or not they're going to give you a job is based on my opinion of you. Remember Cat Williams said gatekeepers? Now, your ego aside, all you had to do was shake a few hands and wave on a few cameras. You did not have to degrade yourself. You did not have to disrespect yourself. You did not have to go against any of your principles. You did not have to pretend that you were somebody that you're not. You just had to show up and do the work and get the money after the fact instead of getting paid up front. That's not unrealistic to ask. And everybody's doing it now in 2024. Do the work now and get your percentage on the back end based on the success of the movie. So in 2009, when they flagshipped that shit, she wasn't having it. 2024, you're not going to get a deal if you don't accept that term. Considering where the future turned out, she was unrealistic in 2009. Because now everyone in 2024 is getting a little bit of money up front. Everybody in 2009 is getting a little bit up front. And everybody is getting a lot on the back end based on how well the movie does. She was just one of the first. She just didn't like that because back then everybody got paid up front. So that was ego that interfered with her. That's what it was.
So continue what I was saying. Xander says it's ego. I think it's just people didn't respect her enough to give her the proper pay to what she was, because she was a serious actor and she could have gone far. Now, if they paid her the proper amount, that's the.
She would have still had a career. That was a big sacrifice to make.
If they gave her a proper amount, yes, she would still have a career.
But because they didn't give her a proper amount, her career ended in 2009. That was a huge sacrifice for her to make.
Yeah. But that's I don't know what the full story is, so I don't know who. I can't really say who is at fault.
She's at fault. First person accountability.
I'll stand by her. If she chooses that, if she felt like that's not what she should be paid for, or if that's not what she was promised, then that's a different story. And I'll stand by her decision. If she doesn't feel like she wants to be taken advantage of, that's a different story. But
if you don't want to make no money, that's a different story.
if you're going if you're going to have a dress now, you're going to be wearing a dress again and again and again, like Martin Lawrence.
And Martin
So
Lawrence making all that money. Kevin
it's
Hart
the
didn't
same
have to
thing.
put
If
on
you're
too many
doing it
dresses.
free, if you did it free the first time, you're probably gonna be doing it free for the next
The
other.
Rock ain't have to put on no bunch of dresses.
He wore a tutu.
Yep, one time. He ain't had to do it now another. He ain't
I think
dressing
he
up
did
as
it a
no
second time
Rebecca.
with
Vin Diesel was a nanny. He ain't have to do that no pile of times.
he was not in that many comedy stuff. Let's see.
It don't matter how many comedies he was in. The fact is that all she did not have to compromise her integrity to do what she was doing, to do what she was asked. Those men were asked to wear dresses and pretend like they were women, or pretend like they were homosexual when they were straight. They had to personify themselves as something that they weren't off camera to get money. All she was asked to do was boost the popularity of the show so that she could get extra money on the back end. That's different. And that's why I'm not agreeing with it, because she did not. All she had to do was show up, which she would have showed up anyway, because it's
Oh
her
shit,
fucking
he did it
movie.
in Iron Giant. Oh fuck.
She would have showed up anyway because it was her fucking movie. So the fact is that all you had to do was just do you and just rep you so that we can all get extra money, including you. And that's the
Yeah.
part that I don't agree with, is that all you had to do was just promote yourself. And
And
we
that's
do that
fine.
on a daily basis for free. And the fact that you're demanding somebody to pay you to promote yourself so that you can make extra money, that's unreasonable and unrealistic. So you can stand by her throwing away a great career where her career ended in
She's still gonna have a great
2009.
career. She still has
Her
a.
great No, she has a good career now. She threw away a great career because she was burning bridges out of ego
That
when she
depends
could have
on
had a
her.
great career.
That's gonna be depending on her viewpoint. If she's
No, that's depending on our viewpoint, because we're doing the show. We're running this
my,
based on our
she's
opinions.
still
You
making.
believe
She's the
that she
network
did a
is
good
still
job by
making
standing on
millions.
principle and throwing away a great career, and she's got a reasonable career now.
She's
And
still
I'm
sitting on
saying that
50 million.
she
So if
she
she still
burned
has
bridges.
money, then
I'm
that's fine.
saying that she burned bridges on the opportunity of having an even better, even more lucrative career based on ego. And I believe that because of what they asked from her, that she wasn't unrealistic. She was completely unrealistic about the fact that she went out there and refused to promote herself. I just think that was unrealistic for her.
Yeah.
Because as one of the men that was being asked to wear a dress, and they don't normally wear dresses, and that's not in their character to wear dresses, I believe that that's an unrealistic request. Those men did it for the money. I wouldn't have done it for the money, but at the end of the day, I know that there are people that would do some of that shit for free just for the sake of getting views on their podcast. So, when she starts talking about what she's not willing to do, she's not willing to promote herself to get paid. I mean, and they're paying you extra because you already got paid, and they're trying to pay you extra, and they're saying go out there and boost sales by showing up where your movie's being sold. And she's saying that that's not reasonable. You got to pay me for that. Okay, well, I'm not going to pay you for that. So if you're not going to boost your own revenue for your own movie so that you can get more money on the back end for your own movie, then you don't deserve that extra money. And she didn't do it. So you're going to say that she stood on principle. I'm going to say that's unrealistic. I'm going to say that that's not realistic at all. If you were told that you get a bonus if you drive more in your car, you're going to drive more in your car. You're not going to say, give me the money first. You're going to drive more in your car and then say, give me what you promised me after the fact. Now, if she would have did a movie for Oprah and Tyler and they promised her extra money to go out there for free, and she went out there for free and they didn't give her the money, the second time they ask her to do that shit, you say no because you ain't paid me the last time. But the first time, do it. That's what I'm saying. You cost yourself 20 extra movie deals that you could have gotten. All the other women that did movies around the same time that you did movies got twice as much money than you because you stood on principle, because you're not going to show up to the same place you would have showed up for free. You're not showing up unless they pay you to show up. Where Kevin Hart started after you and he showed up wherever the fuck they tell him to show up, whether they pay him or not. And now he got 50 something movies under his belt. He got money He got residual money coming from all 50 something of them movies, because guess what he got? Same shit you got. Back end deal off each one of them fucking movies. So every time they sell a DVD, every time they sell something on iTunes, every time they sell something on YouTube, every time it sells on Netflix, his ass is still getting money off of all 50 of them something movies, because he did what the fuck they told him to do, whether they paid him for it or not, because he got the back end paid. And he gonna keep getting the back end paid. And he getting so much money off of all them 50 something movies that he can work when he want to. But when they call on him to do work, he not gonna tell them no. And in exchange for not telling them no, when he asked him to do some shit, he could say, hey, I did 3 bullshit movies for you. Let me do a movie that boosts my character. That's compromise. But that also is just like saying, hey, I went and did free promotions for you a bunch of times. Give me something that puts more money in my pocket with less effort. But you got to do that free work first. She ain't want to do that free work first. You don't deserve that kind of fame. That's why she didn't get it. That's why she blacklisted. That's why she only did 20 instead of doing 50. It
So
is what it is.
back to the topic at hand. As for Shannon Sharpe, they shouldn't have done that. You shouldn't be blacklisting someone just because they got a successful.
Is he blacklisted, or did they just pull all of their employees
They
off
canceled
of
him,
his
so it's
roster?
kind of almost like blacklisted.
Is he really canceled?
They're trying to make sure that they're trying to cancel him. He's not canceled yet. Some people are coming onto his show.
Okay, so his lineup that he
lineup.
originally had that is loyal to Oprah and Tyler are not going. So they just told their employees that if you want to keep making money with me, don't go on his show.
Yeah.
So they didn't cancel him. They just fucked up his lineup.
Yeah.
But they did that with the expectation that they could potentially cancel him. Yeah. I believe that was over the top because the man didn't do nothing but let the people talk on camera. See, now that makes sense. That's unrealistic behavior because you're over here pulling your employees because your employees are going to talk about how you treat people. See, I'm uniform all the way around. Yeah. Shannon Sharpe don't deserve to get what he getting because he ain't did nothing but watch and let the camera run. Monique got everything that she had coming to her because she refused to cooperate with the system. That is now the standard in 2024. I'm uniform.
Yeah, that's your opinion.
No, that is what it is. That's fact.
It is what it is, but that's still your opinion.
That's a fact.
She deserved what she got.
She deserved what she got because she fit. That's her effort. That's her effort that got her what she got. So she deserved what she got. They didn't put a hit out on her. They didn't beat her up. They didn't put her in a hospital. Her career got ended because the people who gave her career, she fucked them over. Because they were expecting more from her presence. She didn't give them her presence because she wanted more money, and her money was supposed to come on the back end, and she was one of the first people that was offered that kind of deal back in 2009, and now that is the norm, I know that she is secretly in the back of her mind regretting that shit because she would have been still getting them same back end deals. She just would have been getting more of them. The difference between getting when you go from the 90s with everybody,
she looks like she didn't get no money from it.
When you go from the 90s, when you go from the 90s, when you go from the 90s, when you got paid up front to 2009, when you started getting paid on the back end, she getting pissed off because she only got 50 grand up front. She might have needed more money than what she was getting, and she was supposed to get the rest of it on the back end, and she didn't want to wait for the back end. She wanted to give her more money now to go do more stuff. That was ego, and she should not have done that. And while you believe that she stood on principle, they did not abuse her privileges, use her, nothing like that. They said, look, she's not going to cooperate with you, bro. If you ask her to do more than what she believed that she's entitled to, she's not going to do it. And at the end of the day, that's not good business. You got to make sacrifices. You got to give a little extra in order to make a little extra. You learn that in real estate too. You learn that you gotta promo some deals. You gotta take a smaller cut sometimes so that you can get that sale done, so that you can get that reputation under your belt, so that you can use that prestige of those sales, so that you can go and get a better deal. Sometimes you gotta take a pay cut, let somebody more experienced than you promote your shit, so that you can get the sales, so that you can get a little bit of money and get some experience. Sometimes you gotta take a little less. You learn that in business. Sometimes you gotta hire a bunch of people to do all the work for you. You're gonna get a smaller percentage, but you're still gonna get paid. The fact that you're getting paid, you just be blessed that you're getting paid. But you saying that they didn't do what they were supposed to do and they was petty because they gave her a contract. She's not suing them for breach of contract. She's not suing them saying, "Oh, you promised me money and you didn't give it to me." All she said was that back end pay wasn't enough in comparison to her expectations. So she got paid. She got paid. She didn't get stiffed. They didn't cheat her. And they didn't cheat her before they asked her to do the work. So the fact is that she refused to do the work, and the money that she thought that she was supposed to be entitled to, she didn't get because she didn't do the work. You are on a commission-based job and you ain't sell nothing. You mad because they ain't gave you no paycheck and it's payday. That's your fault. You ain't sold nothing. That's your job to get out there and sell something. I told you get out there and go talk to them customers. You told me kiss your ass because you're not being paid. You commission. Okay, well, since you told me to kiss your ass, every other dealership in the neighborhood, I'm gonna let them know that you got to pay her up front, because if you don't, she's gonna tell you to kiss her ass, even though you got a contract to pay her on the back end. Now, that attitude is gonna let everybody else say, because the way we do things now is that you get paid on the back end. I'm gonna give you a little bit of money right now so that you ain't hurting, but the bulk of your money is gonna come on the back end. You don't like them kind of contracts, I'm not gonna call you. That's gonna fuck up her career. You're saying that they spread rumors. They didn't spread rumors, they spread facts. She was unreasonable because that was her career that she was promoting. She wasn't doing them a favor and working for free. She was promoting the career so that she could get more money on the back end. That's the whole reason why I'm saying that Monique was more in the wrong than anybody else, was because it was Monique's movie that Monique had a share in. She was a shareholder, and her promoting her product gets her more money. If you had an online store and you don't buy from your online store, you buy from your competitor, you're the reason why you're not making sales. And that's what I'm saying that she did wrong there. You're not even promoting your own store because you're not buying from your own store. You're buying from somewhere else. You were supposed to buy a ticket to your movie. You were supposed to sit there with your family. You were supposed to have 250 million people coming to this movie theater because you showed up at this movie theater to watch yourself in your movie. That is how you boost sales. That is how you make more money. And she decided that she was too good for that. You don't deserve extra money then. So you're going to come back and repeat yourself and say, "Oh, well, it is what it is. She deserved more than that." No, she didn't. She deserved what she got. What she put into it, which was $50,000 worth of camera time. And whatever she got on top of that, that's all she was worth. She ain't get what she was expecting because she ain't do enough. Everybody else did it. That's why everybody else got 50 movies. That's why everybody else got the same residual back end paid contracts. She just didn't get it because she didn't do the work. That's why she got blacklisted. So you lost out on billions of dollars because you wanted a couple extra millions of dollars in 2009. That's greed, bro. We talking about millions. We're not talking about 100,000. We talking about millions. You and I couldn't put 2 million together for one deal. She had one deal that was paying her on the back end. That's too much. She should have just been grateful of what she was getting and use that as clout to be the main star on the next movie. That would have been better leverage. I'm gonna promote this shit right now and then say, "Hey, look, I did that for free for you. Give me a lead role. Keep giving me lead roles because I did for you for nothing." That would have been a more business-like position. Kevin Hart. I did stupid shit for you. Now give me something good. But I had to do stupid shit for you first before I could demand to give me something good. I compromised myself first before I tell you, now give me something good. And you saying that, oh, she shouldn't have to do that. She should just be entitled to get something good without making a sacrifice for the business first.
No.
When everybody else is sacrificing themselves for the business first.
I'm saying, if I'm not gonna do something, don't go and slander someone's name just because I.
But that's exactly what you're doing, is that you sacrifice it for the business. The business, that's the business model. The capitalist model is a sacrifice yourself for the business.
A favor for somebody.
No, she wasn't. She was promoting herself. That's not doing a favor for somebody. It's doing a favor for herself.
That movie was from her friend. Her friend directed and co-produced that movie. He asked her to do that movie,
which means that you're not supposed to be demanding extra money because you're doing a favor for a friend, which still makes it unreasonable.
That's why she took $50,000. She took that small amount, and that.
Then she should have took that small amount and smiled and went and did whatever they asked her to do for that 50 grand because she was doing a favor for a friend.
He said he was going to give her money for that back end deal,
but she got the money for the back end deal,
which I think it was not even.
No, it came.
They didn't.
It came. She said that it wasn't enough, but it came. She said it wasn't enough.
She didn't.
You read the quote.
She only got
No, she
nothing.
didn't.
It was
She
enough
got
for the
money. She got
$50,000.
money because you
She only
quoted that
got
she said that it wasn't
$50,000
enough.
for that deal.
No, she got $50,000 and the back
If
end
she
deal, and you
didn't get
said
her
that
pretty
it
much
wasn't
to a
enough.
number of how much that deal was, that
No, it
back end
wouldn't
deal.
because she
Yes,
don't
it
want
would,
nobody
because
to know how much
I
money
can
she got
look
on her
up
back end.
3 different back end deals from different celebrities, and they will
She
tell
did
you the
not say
exact
she
amount.
did not get paid. She said that it
She
wasn't
got
enough,
paid
and that was her
small
quote.
amount.
That was her quote, that she did not get paid enough on her back end deal. So she didn't tell them how much she made. That's why you can't Google it and
She
find
said
it.
she didn't get paid at all
No,
in that
she
back
said
end
she
deal.
did not get enough.
Where it says she didn't get enough.
When you read what she said, when you quoted it, you said that she did not get enough. She
She
said
said
that
it
was
was
a
an
double, triple back end deal. It wasn't nearly enough, is what you said. Well, unfortunately, I got an appointment, so I can't run it past the next 2 minutes. So that's all we got for today.
For the 6 hours. Let's go on. Let's go. We're doing good.
Yeah, you want to do that when I got something to do, but when I was telling you to do that yesterday, you was like, no.
Yeah, and you said we gotta do it now. Now you're gonna
No, we
tell me
got to do. Well, I have a paid client.
okay.
That's different from you saying, "Oh, I got to go take my uncle to the movies." So, like I said, I got something
That
that I
was
got
not
to do
even
in
in the
2
show. That
minutes.
was your time.
I got
Okay,
something I got to do, and that's a paid client. So instead of me taking money out of people's pockets and not showing up, I got to wrap up the show, which isn't something that I do on a regular basis because I got a paid client. You usually tell me that you got to go because you got to go to the bathroom. You got to go because you want to go get something to eat. You got to go because you're sleepy. You got to go because you want to go get something to drink. I'm saying I got to go because somebody's paying me to get off the air. That's big difference. If you had somebody paying you to go
I
somewhere,
get off the
I
show
would
because
tell you, you
I
know
don't have
what? It
anything
makes
else
sense for you to
talk
go.
about.
I'm not going to tell you I got to get off the air because I just don't feel like being on the air anymore. I'm telling you I got to get off the air because I have a paid client.
Okay.
In 60 seconds. So
Okay. Good luck
that's
with
all
that.
we have for y'all for tonight. I really appreciate y'all coming to the show. As I always keep telling y'all that as long as it doesn't make sense, that ladies, I'm gonna keep asking y'all to make it make sense. So ladies, make it make sense. Go ahead and sign off on TikTok. And then the rest of you guys on YouTube, make sure that y'all like and subscribe and join the membership. And then we'll be able to give y'all hopefully a longer broadcast because I don't believe that I have another midnight tomorrow night. But if I do, I'll let you guys know. Otherwise, you guys have a good night on YouTube and Twitch. We'll see y'all tomorrow night, 9 Eastern, 8 Central, and 5 Pacific.